Happy Friday, y'all. You know what that bell means. Give me one back so I know we are on the same page. All right. I'm going to change it up just a little bit. We're going to change it up a little bit. This one's for the haters. Yeah. From the Warriors. With love.
Niggas jealous, I can see it in their eyes. Niggas claim to be the bro, I found out that was a disguise. You remind me of a hoe, the way you sneak, the way you lie, the way you think, the way you cheat, the way you cheat, the way you drive, the way you cry when you don't get your way. Nigga, get off Section 8, get a 9 to 5, from 9 to 9 and 9, I'm getting paid. It's been that way. I don't know them niggas, I ain't been that way. Wanna see a nigga win and win again, I'll demonstrate. It's Corleone, my dad was trapping back before the cordless phone. I'm my father's son, that's why I stood outside that corner store. These niggas been jealous since before I went to Cornerstone. That was back in middle school, they didn't think I had more in store. I've never seen a nigga him been jealous and shit. I don't care about his whip, about the bitches he gets. I'ma focus on my niggas and my pockets, that's it. Make sure my family get the profits from the work I put in. Cause I've been working OT, God been working on me. My life a movie, I can't let them close the curtains on me. They say talking shit, but I ain't giving verses for free. I know my worth, I know my purpose, I was chose to be Gold on my neck and my ring. Roll with my set, that's a team. Don't get upset, that's just me. Being the best I can be. Do what's expected of me. Get checks and put checks on my feet. Life is a blessing, just thank the heavens. Sit back and
let's
receive.
go.
I blast with accuracy.
Yeah.
Backs and some accuracy. Don't try it on, I just buy it. Tell the cashier no receipt. I father
Warriors.
I just drop classes and heat. Used to skip classes, fill up my baggies and trap in between. Y'all should be happy for me. Handsome and black as can be. 3 women sitting in back, 2 laps in the passenger seat. Ecstatic, I'm
you ain't gotta tell me.
Average. In fact, I'm a
I know you watching.
Actually, I planned this shit accidentally. I spaz and you trash on the beat. Yo, CD and bags on the street. You mad or just laugh at the beef. I eat, fuck, get cash in the sleep. Those friendships I had to deceased. Under the grass and the leaves. I gave her dick passionately, then politely asked her to leave.
Goodbye. Bye, haters. Yeah. Yeah. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming.
Yeah. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with.
Warriors.
That ain't new, that's the same shit. See me, we gon' move, we don't do the conversation. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. People switching lanes, that ain't new, that's the same shit. See me, we gon' move, we don't do the conversations. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. I'm the only one, I put my heart up on the beat. Ayo, rolling loud, now it's hard to be discreet. Pray my city proud, they the ones who made me me. Bless all of my family, they 10 down to the street. 10 toes to the street, that means both feet on the earth. Lost myself, then found myself, now I know what I'm worth. She wish she would've waited on a nigga, now she hurt. The only time she feel me now is when she wear the merch. They wish I was in a hearse, put my problems in the verse. She got condoms in the purse, she got mileage for sure. They say smile, but I don't, put my trials in a song. Sorry if I did you wrong, but lately I've been trying to grow. I know niggas tryna pop, heard they session was a flop, heard they best shit when it dropped, they ain't even make a what. Heard your movement didn't move, I can't do shit but improve. With the crew we didn't lose, if you squad you know it's true. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. People switching lanes, that ain't new, that's the same shit. See me, we gon' move, we don't do the conversations. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. People switching lanes, that ain't new, that's the same shit. See me, we gon' move, we don't do the conversations. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with. On top for a minute, it's hard to admit it. Been fathering niggas, she swallowing children. If I'm in the building, it's profit I'm getting. You done woke me up, yeah, the monster is risen. The pots are all pissing, our fathers are missing, our mamas are tripping. It's hard to just listen. Woke up from my dream just to show you the vision. The picture so vivid, you felt like you lived it. You didn't, it's fine. I'ma take it, I'm so sick of people saying give it this time. I'ma give it my all and hope I don't fall off. They say life is a race, well I ain't finna draw. Someone pray for the boy. Seem like all they got is hate for the boy. See me nothing they can say to the boy. Your baby mama thinks she dating the boy. It's too late for you, boy. I just checked the Knicks and it fucked up my vision. I do what I want while you asking permission. I ask for forgiveness, cause after a glass of Guinness I might get to spazzing and tripping and texting my exes for pictures. I put the bill, y'all pitching together and split it. The mayor of my city, you damn right I said it. I get high sometimes just to get level-headed. Boys in the devil of metal. We ain't the niggas to threaten. I thought you been got the message. Flexing no gym, but you reckless. I can put that on my record. Woo! You can't hop on the record. And this won't take more than a second. I came with the ones that I left with. I just wanna roll with the gang that I came with.
Shout out to PJ Corleone, the iFather 3 mixtapes available now. The information is in the description box. Yo, it's Friday night, y'all.
I just wanna roll with the gang that I
let's go, y'all. I'm ready.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Did y'all hear that intro? Because I didn't hear it on my end. Oh, I see why. I have the volume down. On mute. Let me know if you can hear me and that you heard that intro. I didn't hear it. Let me try it again because I need to make sure everything needs to be on go.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. This God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Yeah, that's more like it, baby. Peace, world, peace. Welcome or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn the Warrior. In case you didn't know, now you know. I'm back with you live on this Friday, September 17, 2021. Friday, y'all. Woo, I'm so happy to be here, like on earth, breathing, enjoying this life of mine. You know, it's an experience like no other, you know, life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking it for granted. Nope, no way, no fucking how. So I'm just glad y'all are here too. Can we take a deep breath together real quick? Just so we can, you know, be on the same tone, set the tone, you know, be on the same page, unity, community, and gratitude. So just breathe into a count of 4 and let it all out a couple times. A connection like no other. I get y'all revved up and then we start breathing. We call that bipolar. No, I'm kidding. No, it's all good. It's all good. The energy's still high, the vibes, the frequency. I love it. Thank you for the bells. Thank you for the positivity. I see y'all. I put the link in the email, so it's on you at this point if you're coming in. All right. So let's see what's going on today. It's Friday. I'm gonna say it one more time. Yeah, I'm so grateful. God is good all the time, baby. All the time. Who's with me on that? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up too, especially to you in the chat, because that takes an extra bit of mojo actually to show up in the chat. You know, and you know, y'all peeking through the windows up in the trees with your spy devices and whatnot. Happy you here too. Don't be scared to come in and say hi. You know, we nice folks over here for the most part. So, yeah, we're recapping day 18 of R. Kelly's Rico trial. The prosecution rested their case today, from what I understand. Yeah, we have reached a milestone in one of the biggest cases in criminal and especially entertainment history when it comes to trials, having set a precedence with the Rico trial and somebody like R. Kelly. Yeah, shout out to the prosecution team for all the hours they put in and seeing everything through to this point. I mean, there's still more to go. The work is not done, but you know, we're getting there. The defense is up on Monday, from what I understand. I'm curious to see who's on the list. There was a lawyer that I heard today. She said the defense is able to call up any of the prosecution's witnesses that they feel will benefit them or help them win, you know. There was also Cheryl Mack today, the former enterpriser. We read her expose or some of it here. Remember that Instagram page? Yeah, that juice, that tea. She spilled that in court, and I think in tears. There was also a psychologist who testified about grooming and dealing with trauma. Grooming, I think, minors, having sex with minors, and dealing with trauma. Like this, the psychologist sounds like they went in deep. According to an article that I'm going to read also. And so, with that said, we're going to greet the chat, but let me bring my folks in. Oh, baby Yoda. Happy Friday. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Well, hello.
My baby is choking. Hold on.
Oh, no. Okay, go handle that. Let me get this banner off of here. Again, PJ Corleone with a K. I for the 3 mixtape. You know what I'm saying? 4th project over a span of, I don't know. I don't want to count. But anyway, fire all day. All right. Love Warriors here.
You know who's in the house, baby.
Yes,
I'm here, baby.
We are in the Queen's Quarters.
Music.
Yes.
Friday night.
Vibing. Yes. And we ain't done. It's Friday night. You know, I'm hanging out for a second. You know what I'm saying? I know we got some stuff to get into, and we will. So, you know, If you are impatient about getting to the chop, then I suggest you hang back and get into the replay so you can scroll past anything that, you feel like you don't want to hear. I'm just saying, I'm just giving a suggestion. It's all love. I'm just saying, you ain't got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can actually enjoy the content, even if you're not involved, in the chat and whatnot. All I'm saying. But come on in the chat. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let's get into greet the chat. We're going to get into greeting the chat, and then we're going to talk about Cheryl, Mack, and we got other things we're going to talk about that we hadn't gotten. I think things we missed, right? This week before today. I think we're going to do that and then get into that. And then the psychologist. Oh my God. And then I forgot, y'all, yesterday, or last time we were here, to bring up the fact that one of the YouTubers, weren't they brought up in the courtroom, or was that a lie?
No, they were brought up.
Oh, this person was. Okay, yeah, we need to talk about that because we didn't get into that. Barry Hankerson, I found the interview. Well, for me, I won't be able to see it till the 21st. It wouldn't even let me stream it on my computer, but just said that, you can watch it on the 21st on Fox 11 at 3 p.m. So I will be doing that. It's set to record. I also dug into Barry Hankerson's birth chart. I don't know why I haven't been doing this. I mean, it told me so much. It confirmed a lot too. So at some point, I'm going to get into that. I'll put it up on the screen and we're going to go through it because it is very interesting. Matter of fact, it motivates me to look into some other birth charts too. Backstage is lit, and now on stage is lit. Hey, beautiful. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, love.
Hello.
Yes. Hey, baby Yoda. Hello, warrior. The chat,
hey,
everybody.
Beautiful spirit. All right.
Hello.
So we're gonna say hi to our peoples first, and then we jump right into everything. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get up.
Let's go, warrior.
Thomas Reese was first in line. What's up, Thomas Reese? Michelle Hurd, yes. Aisha Stockton in the Queen's Quarters. Very good. Of course, my Queen Warriors are on the stage. That's right. Baby Yoda, Love Warrior, Beautiful Spirit, Goddess Dawn. Yeah. It's that Friday energy. Joel Jackson or Joel Jackson. Yeah. Savior the Savior. I see you. Good day. Happy Friday to you too. Queen Keisha's here. G Washington. Yeah. And Pendleton. What up, sis? Yeah. You were getting into some things today, huh? We might bring that up too. Dopess. And that's Dopess with 2 S's at the end. Double S. Dopess. Just FYI. Yo, Andrew Staples. What's going on? I heard old Dry Fox over there. Oh, Dry Ho. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into debunking. All right. Michelle Stewart. First time catching a live. Woo-hoo. Welcome. We are so happy to have you. Catch this energy, boo. Yeah. 1's for the money, 2's for the show, 3's for the dope, because you know we about to blow. Oh, niggas ain't listening first place. What my position is, queen of my city, got a key to my city. That I beat anybody that need a beat in my city. Anybody in my city. This is my city right here. Right here. What up, J-Man? Hey. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Got it.
Sharita Michelle. Yo. I see you, Rena Slade, with the bells. Yes, thank you for the energy. Are we showing hearts? It's taking me some time to get down here, but I'm trying. We getting there. Yeah. Okay, I saw hold on. Ronnie Lyles. Ralph Wayne is here, baby. I could have sworn I saw Flawless Beauty. So if Flawless Beauty is here, shout out to you too. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So we lost somebody. What happened? Too
They
much.
got fired up. They was twerking.
Oh,
Spirit was twerking.
Oh, okay. Too much energy. There was an earthquake. There was an earthquake.
There you go.
Earlier for real, like before the live, there was a shake. I'm telling
We
you.
were moving something, baby. We were moving something.
I was hoping I wasn't gonna have to move nothing, like meaning homes, like because this one's.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I was like, what's going on? All right, so I was just looking at it like a premonition. Tonight's live is gonna rock and roll. It's gonna shake and bake, baby. Yeah, we got a lot to get into. Let's start with just reaffirming some things. You know, like we do. We like to remind people who we're dealing with, because some people like to paint a picture that isn't necessarily true. So here we go with that. Yeah. Check it out.
I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny. It's too late. They should have did this shit 30 years ago. It's too late. The music has been injected into the world. Okay? I hired my motherfucking self. I want to propose a toast to all the strong motherfuckers in here right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Motherfuckers like you is why I still continue to do what I do. As long as I got the ball, the world is on defense.
Cocky son of a bitch.
And clearly he no longer has the ball. So I guess we can all rest easy that we no longer have to be on defense.
Rest easy, children. Rest easy, women. Rest easy, men. Rest easy, city of Chicago and all around the world. Rest easy. Yes. So, yeah, it wasn't necessarily supposed to be in this order, but...
Fuck you, R. Kelly, bitch!
Oh my God.
There it is. I see some folks that need some greeting. Rosalind Baxter, welcome. Yes, I see Chrissy Power. JC is here. Thank you for the yellow heart. Free Joycelyn. So curious to know if she's gonna show up on at the court. Is she gonna be on the stand? What do y'all think?
I think it's a good possibility that she may be called. The defense has until tomorrow to submit their list of witnesses to the judge. So they confirmed that they all do have witnesses. And as we think about this, which I didn't know, as you stated, Goddess, that they can pick witnesses that actually the prosecution used, the defense can call them for their own witnesses. So that should be interesting. But I'd say there's a good chance that she, under pressure, comes and speaks highly of the Kane.
I think everybody's under pressure. JC said, I don't think they will because she knows too much. And she knows too much, and she's also not strong enough, I think, to carry it. You know what I'm saying?
I think she will.
You think so?
I think she will come, and I think she will perjure herself.
You think like Diane Copeland perjured herself? Because she certainly did.
Yeah, she certainly perjured herself.
Diane Copeland, she had the nerve to go on interview. I mean, the trial is still in motion.
Exactly. She
was more passionate. Y'all, you know what? She was more passionate, they said, on the interview, which she really wasn't passionate, but passionate about how she was answering. And then they said she was on the witness stand. Like she wasn't a good witness for him, although they thought she was. She basically was trying not to be careful how, she answered things, not to incriminate herself, which she still did.
Okay. Well, the truth is here. The truth.
Hey,
Joy is going to be what gets him 50 plus years. That's what she's saying. So if Joy comes and testifies for the defense, I guess she's gonna, for the prosecution, make sure he's under the jail. That's what it sounds like that she's saying. Oh, Michelle Stewart said the twins perjured themselves. They sure did. Well, I knew one of, yeah, I guess so, huh? It's a lot of perjury going on. I'm wondering what they gonna do. They gonna line them up and just chain them together at the ankles, and what's happening here? You know
what? Speaking about that interview, somebody, I heard somebody talking about it, and they said that GMA interview had to be lined up at least a week ago, because they don't, maybe not, but it had to be because they taped it, right? So Michael Strahan taped that.
So it was ready to go. It was ready to go basically for after she was done. They had it ready. All they had to do was press play. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So that was interesting. So she knew that she had the interview coming on. And I just wonder, God, as me and you were talking, was there pressure on her to be careful about what she said? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure, like I said, I think everybody had some type of pressure on them, whether it was being harassed or just scared still from their experiences with him. You know what I'm saying? And knowing how the inside works. And like I spoke on yesterday, I did a video, the court was closed yesterday. I kind of tried to bridge the gap and come with a couple of news clips. And in that, I was talking about how there's an underbelly to this whole thing, this whole nasty thing. And the courts aren't even touching the underbelly, okay? There's a lot of nasty, dark, sick, more sick, and scary things, seriously. So with that said, it's a lot. It's a lot. So let's recap some of the things we missed this week, and then before getting into today's proceedings, and then, because I want to get into Diana Copeland, the interview she did. Her lawyer was actually on, and I'll just say her by her name since I'm gonna use some of her audio today. So infamous Sylvia had Diana Copeland's lawyer on, and I'm going to play some audio from that because it's funny how she was so excited to have this woman on. I mean, she's like, you guys, she was teasing it. She didn't want to tell people who it was, but once the lawyer came on, the lawyer was like, I'm here to educate. Well, basically, I'm not here to advocate for him. I'm here to make sure there's an understanding. Okay, so I'm not gonna basically bullshit y'all and blow smoke up your ass and be over here cheering and rah-rahing for R. Kelly. No, I'm gonna let you know though how these proceedings really work and maybe answer some questions and help provide clarity. So that's what that was, and it was actually refreshing. And I'm gonna tell you, the chat wasn't happy. The chat was like, bye, next caller, just ignorance.
Truth hurt.
I'm sorry.
Truth hurt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I think, have some of the information as far as the recap goes, right? As far as some things we missed regarding evidence and things like that.
Yeah, a couple of things.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. So Wednesday, Warriors, we just want to make sure that we always stay on top factual over here. And I needed to recap to you all that over 200 pieces of evidence. We're talking everything from video, audio, receipts. The iPhone captured was brought through, broken down extraction reports, or what they call them, forensic extraction reports, web history. Over 200 pieces were entered into evidence for the jury, and that was
oh my God.
Yeah. And then today, over 100 more pieces of evidence, again, audio, video, receipts, forensic extraction reports, texts, anything you can think of that In fact, Goddess, we could probably go all the way back. We don't need to the discovery list where all that evidence was pretty much entered when you first read it. Basically, the jury has everything. So while some people are saying, well, this wasn't done, yes, it is. The jury has it all, baby. They got it all. Okay? They got it all. They got transcripts broken down and binders. They got it all. And we also want to clarify on the video. So when we were live Wednesday, remember we were talking about 4 different videos, okay? And Rob was on them with John Doe number 2. There was a video with Jane and him. There was a video with Jocelyn. There was a video with Juice was on there. And then we could say Geronda. And remember I was talking about snippets were showed. So there was 4 videos that were shown. It was not one video. And there were snippets of time. And then, so we want to make sure that people do understand that. And these are all off of the iPad, and they go from 2017 through 2018. So I heard some people say, well, all they did was show him having sex. No, honey. That could be underage there.
Let them know.
With Jane Doe. Okay, that's the year, baby. Okay. And then we also don't know because the judge had to brief the jury before they watched it with the instructions that if it was traumatizing, that they could look away and just listen. That was part of the instructions before they played the video. So we don't have no idea what was on the jury saw. We will at some point be able to know from transcripts. But the fact that the judge told them if they did not, I've never heard that before. If it was too traumatizing, that they could look away but just listen. That made all my alarms just go to the 10th level. So I just wanted to make sure that we were clear over here on that.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got a few more notes and stuff, but I think, I'll just
what are they?
Give us the notes. Give us
give us
the notes.
Billy, we want the tea. We want the tea.
We want it.
No, I mean, basically it's going to be about more today when you talk about it.
Oh, I see.
That was just a recap. Yeah.
Holding your notes. I got you.
Love Warrior being bashful and modest, y'all. She's holding back.
Oh my God. Never me.
I've been spending this whole time looking on Twitter for this damn evidence video. I'm like, where's the damn evidence card at? I'm like, where is the evidence card?
They got it all.
I gotta find that for next time. Okay. So we recapped. Let's get into Diana Copeland first because she was previous to today. Yeah, like you said, that was pre-taped and ready to go. I think I was thinking about that. I was like, did she rush from court and go to the fucking show? Wait, did she testify this morning? Was she finished already, or did she finish this morning?
She actually finished yesterday.
I was gonna say, I hope she was
yesterday. Not yesterday, but
you mean Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
What was that, beautiful spirit?
I said, shit, I hope she was finished because she couldn't tell them lies with a straight face.
Oh, oh yeah, we're gonna get into that too. Okay, let me.
I wanted to bust her. I just wanted to throw a sock full of rocks upside her head, telling them lies. Bow! Just bow.
Wow. Okay, let me pull it up. All right, let's see. Can I make this bigger? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Look at her, y'all. Just look at her. The devil.
Ooh. Okay. Wait. Oh, wait.
The UPS store can help your small business.
Wait a minute.
With more ings.
Because I don't know if they're gonna get me. I should probably play it from my phone. I'll just leave it paused. Like, well, has anybody else played this? I think somebody else played this earlier because I don't want them to block my video.
I'm not sure, Goddess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see nobody
I
else.
remember
I know somebody played the audio earlier.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that
sure about the
SAT
video.
guy, that guy, he be lying. Wait, hold on, let me pause this. Oh shoot.
Everybody lying. They all lying.
What the hell just happened? Okay. Now it's gonna play another ad. Okay, let me just pull it up on my phone. I can play the audio. That's crazy. Because Michael Strahan, even though I'm sure he's not in charge of that, making sure things are blocked, but he did some bitch shit to me on Twitter. I'm just saying, back in like
heck no.
09 or 2010.
That's still current. That's still current in my book.
No, seriously.
Oh no, that's
he did.
He
Okay,
did.
wait.
Oh, okay. Let me know if I gotta drag him because that's current in my book. That's in recent times.
I was talking about his no, I don't want to get into it.
Okay. Let's say that for another day.
Yeah, I said something he didn't like. I'm trying to find her face so I can pause on that and then just play the audio.
You're a woman, you're a queen. He has no business talking to you like that.
And I think that's one of the reasons.
Okay, there we go. All right, now let me get it up on my phone. I know you're right, but you know.
I know some people just stupid.
Stupid. Okay.
You know, this woman spent over 15 years with him. She should be in jail her damn self, you know?
You right.
I pray that she goes, maybe they're going to rack her up in a few weeks. I hope so. I really do.
Who sent me? Somebody sent me this.
I know I sent it. I think I sent you something. The same thing, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Come on, Tap.
Oh, Hotep. Shout out to Hotep, y'all. Hotep is the best.
You sent me a news clip. Did they show the actual interview in here?
Yes, with her. Yeah, and it's with him. It's with him. Yep.
Okay. Because the news clip I can actually show. Okay, hold on. Hold on. News clip. Okay, this is from. Okay. Thank y'all for your patience. Appreciate your patience. Being right with you. How we doing, Baby Yoda?
I'm doing good.
Okay, I'm checking on you. Okay.
Case today in the sex trafficking trial against R. Kelly. Now his executive assistant of 16 years is telling our Michael Strahan about what she says she saw inside Kelly's homes.
Y'all see that, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Including his live-in girlfriends and female visitors. Here's Michael Strahan.
It's the bombshell trial making headlines. R&B superstar R. Kelly in federal court. At various points over the span of nearly 2 decades, allegations from sex trafficking to child pornography have swirled around R. Kelly, but he has not been found guilty of any crimes. The singer, now back in court and claiming his innocence again, pleading not guilty to multiple federal charges, including racketeering and sexual abuse.
There were women always, coming at him.
Diana Copeland served as R. Kelly's executive assistant off and on for 16 years, taking the stand, sharing details from her experience working in his homes.
I believe I can fly.
At the time, Kelly was one of the biggest selling music producers. His hit song,
I'll play that song. I want to get tagged.
3 Grammys. How would you describe him as a person?
He's charismatic.
Wow.
And I think that's one of the reasons why people kind of say he has 2 personalities, because when you meet him, he has, he's a really personable person. If you see him angry, that's a whole different person.
Inside Kelly's homes where she worked, Copeland said there were rules, like guests were not allowed to roam the homes. Where did they all stay?
Yeah, he would have live-in girlfriends. They had their own rooms. guests would just come, maybe sit in the studio with him. He had like 3 properties. In those properties, there was like a certain decorum that was expected. He pretty much didn't want not just the girls to move around, but he didn't want anybody to be able to just roam his house, like a museum.
Copeland says she was asked to accompany his guests on outings. She says during shopping trips, the women often didn't interact with male salespeople.
They asked me during the trial, did you notice their reaction with males? And I did. They didn't want to speak to the males. In fact, sometimes they would ask me to interact with the males.
So they didn't want to speak to the males, or were they told not to speak to the males?
Well, that piece I can't speak to because I don't know if they were told, but I would say that you can pretty much surmise that was probably the case.
She says while outside a fitness center waiting for Kelly to work out, she was in a van with multiple women, and one of his girlfriends needed to use the restroom, but she says refused to go because she did not have permission from Kelly. Was she afraid of him? Was she afraid that if she removed or went to the bathroom that she would be in trouble?
That's, a question, I guess, for her. But what I can say is this. There are certain rules that are put in place for safety, because when he gets out of the vehicle, he's highly recognizable. So now whomever gets out of that vehicle, there's a spotlight, a target on that person.
No speaking to men, the texting to use the bathroom, none of that raised an alarm for you. You didn't think any of that was a little strange.
I know Robert, the family man, the businessman, but his personal life is Robert's personal life. So my job stops at the threshold of his bedroom door.
Copeland says multiple live-in girlfriends and other women would visit his homes, and one of her jobs was making their travel arrangements. In court, Kelly has been accused by some women of traveling them across state lines when they were underage. Another alleged victim telling the jury she was even held captive for several days. Diana maintains she didn't see anything like that. When you're making travel arrangements, of course, you need the date of birth. So how old were these women?
They ranged in ages, no one under 18. In fact, when this case came up, I'm reading that women are locked up and kidnapped and these things of that nature. And that's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anybody that's trying to leave or any locked doors. Every woman that's left has walked right out the door.
Did he ever ask you to recruit women for him?
He's never asked me, but at the time, I'm only saying that he was R. Kelly, a mega superstar. He needed no help. Absolutely no help to recruit women or to.
There it is.
Women.
Is there anything that you
recruit
think you would have done differently?
Looking back, I think that I would have done things the same way I did. I don't think that anything that I did was wrong, or and I also don't think that anything that I could have done would have changed what Robert did. I can only control Diana.
All right, our thanks to Michael Strahan.
That says a lot.
And I'd like to bring in attorney and former assistant DA of the Eastern District of New York, Maura Penza, for more on this. Maura, thanks for being here.
Okay, real quick, let's talk about Diana now. Child. So, per the chat, she's a liar, and she's covering for him, and I feel the same way, right? Where are you guys? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michael Strahan, I think they might have edited this particular video because when he asked her, she didn't find that strange, and she was like, no. He gave her a look like, biatch, please. Like he wasn't falling for that. He's a celebrity himself. He knew that wasn't right. And then one other comment I want to make was like when he asked her, would she change anything? And she was like, no, I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong. Robert, what was that last statement she made? Because that said a lot to me. In other words, whatever, I couldn't change anything. What Robert did, he did. But that we talked about, how he compartmentalized things and stuff. But her being with them girls in those vans, or I can't think of the name of the things they weighed in, having the text, use the bathroom, all that, she witnessed a lot. And there's no telling if she was on any of the films herself, you know? Come on, lady, we don't believe you.
I want to hear again at the end what she said.
Yeah.
I don't think that anything that I did was wrong, or and I also don't think that anything that I could have done would have changed what Robert did. I can
there it is.
Change what he did. And I think Pendleton has that in the chat too. Who wears scarlet red to speak their truth? Don't people usually wear white and like light color? I mean, like just to say pure, you know how that goes. Red is like the devil. That's the devil.
Yep. Miss Lucifer. Mm-hmm.
Look at the smile on her face.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She
sit up there and tell this bald-faced lie to the world and this man as if we don't even know that she's sitting up here lying. Look at her red devil. She got on like a fucking cape or something wrapped around her.
And she's tugging on the inside of her sleeve. I thought she was clasping her hands together, but it looks like she's messing with her sleeve, like she's nervous. She's nervous. She's up there.
Just the way she's sitting, she don't even sitting like she's, you know, how uncomfortable that she's sitting because she's uncomfortably lying.
Yeah.
You realize that she's covered up like how he likes people covered, how he covers himself when he interviews.
Sis called it. Yes, God has died. Yep, she's still following the rules.
I mean, from neck to toe. Yeah.
Yep. Even got that ugly ass hair on her head. He ought to snatch it off her head. He ought to the ugly eyeshadow. He ought to snatch her bald head.
I think the same people that dressed her dressed Joy and Ass for the court dates back in 2019.
Yes, clothes was just hanging off
the
hair.
The clothes, it speaks to that to me.
Look at her. Ugly wing.
You know, if you wear fitted clothes around him, you get your ass beat.
Right. She think he gonna jump up off of that from behind that desk next to Tricky Nikki Cokehead and snatch her bald head off the stand.
J-Man says Satan's secretary.
Yes, J-Man, yes.
Okay. She knows she's guilty. She knows what Robert did. This lady knows I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing I could do that could have stopped him. Hey, Satan's secretary, Colonel will get you too. That's right.
And you know what? I hope she doing like some of the rest of them. Now she want to jump on news outlets and show the show. This ain't gonna do nothing but incriminate herself. They'll be getting racked up. Mark my words, y'all. The feds gonna be snatching them up like motherfucking Halloween candy, getting passed out in the 1980s. Y'all know 1980s, you get the pillowcases full of candy.
Good Day says she's only doing this so she can keep her job. She's still working for him, you think, just on the undercover, because she supposedly left, right? In 20 what?
Yeah.
When did she leave?
Allegedly.
2017.
17.
Allegedly.
Right. On record.
Right.
What's left to do?
Right.
There's nothing to do. He's the Rico. He's the boss. What are you talking about? He's still orchestrating shit.
She got some more piss to slurp up.
He's still playing chess, not checkers. And losing, mind you.
You know, y'all know what? I know this is a side note, but all the music he made, all the lyrics, everything was always about sex, sex, sex. And that just occurred to me, he never really sang songs about really making love to a woman. You know what I mean? Like, he never did. It was always the physical, the sex. But I don't recall him ever talking about making love to a woman. That he's just a deviant ass. He has nothing. Huh?
I was saying hi, you, Lita.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, I was hey, you. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Okay, so what exactly? Yeah, exactly, Queen. What did he do? That should have been the follow-up question. Well, you said what he did. Well, what did he do? Well, what are you referring to? Because she didn't say allegedly. She said what he did. She knows.
And she also knows that she can't change. And honey, boy, you can't change him.
No.
That man been on cussed her out.
And I think Love Warrior said recently too how he's still orchestrating his team, his legal team, like he's running it, like he got a law degree. You know what I'm saying? I bet you that's what's going on.
He controls the whole damn thing, and that's why his shit is going down the tube, because he runs that damn law team, you know. And you know his supporters, they didn't call him out in 2008. They didn't tell, you know, his supporters have been covering for him since then. And so by allowing him to continue on without any repercussions, that he got away with it, to get in this shit in 2017 when he saw the walls come down, nobody still called his ass out because he's a narcissistic control freak. And if you don't go along with it, you get the fuck out. You know? Nobody has ever.
Well, if you don't get it, I don't know if is it get the fuck out or is it I'm gonna beat your ass?
He beat his ass before he told him to get the fuck out. He had already beaten their ass.
Bodies come up missing.
Right, tell you.
I raised you.
I raised you. Streets
you
need
will
a body.
Disappear. you will disappear.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's a magician now. That's what they're gonna say. Oh, he likes to do magic tricks. That's what that was. All right. So yeah, exactly. Let him hang himself, trying to control everything. Give him enough rope. Fuck out of here. Exactly. I agree with that. So let's get into this audio. Oh shit. I can't talk. Okay. Let's get into this audio. I will start with, so I have the lawyer who was at Dryho. I'm gonna say it's Dryho. I cannot say the name. She don't even like, I think she does like Infamous Sylvia. She says she don't like Sly Fox. That's what she don't like. So I just want to be nice since I'm using her damn audio. So let's start with this is what she was saying this morning, child.
Lord have mercy. Let's brace ourselves. Put your seatbelts on, y'all.
Why are they so mad?
Right, let me rewind that.
Man, get mad at Spitfire.
Ugh.
Somebody's mad at me, y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh, why are they so mad? Why are they getting mad? I've gotten so much like hate mail. Come on, people. Stop hating on us. Stop it. Stop hating on us. Okay? Blame Spitfire.
Listen at that devilish laugh.
She told me not to tell y'all when I have somebody coming on who's coming on.
So she's teasing this person.
Listen at her. That's that dope kicking in.
The link to come in for tonight because she's looking for the link coming home. They so mad. They so mad, Spitfire. They are so mad because Rob is coming home.
She said Rob is coming home, y'all.
They're so mad.
I mean, he just gonna walk right out them doors, them jail doors.
Did you not tell me not to tell who's coming on my live? Spitfire, tell them. You said let them big sister, really like the older sister, in this. Wait. Listen.
Is this the one she was crying on?
She said she was 25 feet away from Robert. That's what she said. She told me to tell y'all. She said to tell y'all. She was 25 feet from Robert. And she said, y'all can ask her any questions you want in regarding to the case. That's what she said. You go by what she said.
You see how she's very, I'm playing this to show how excited she is for this attorney. She's so excited, but she didn't at this point tell who the attorney is exactly. So it turns out, Yulita's asking who this woman is. This is Diana Copeland, who was a longtime assistant or an ex-enterpriser, or maybe she still works for him, of R. Kelly's. She testified Wednesday and I think Tuesday and Wednesday. But she was really soft on him. She, according to her attorney, she said some things that didn't make him look so good and some things that, didn't make him look so bad. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a mixed bag, but I think that she lied. She saw a lot of stuff. we've been hearing her name throughout this whole thing, you know, as a handler. So, you know, but let's listen to what the attorney has to
Let's
say.
hope this stays on.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm
This lady is Diana Copeland's attorney. Okay, so Diana Copeland, who just testified, and why Diana Copeland is on Good Morning America?
Yeah.
Why is why is this airing while the trial is still in motion? She just testified a couple days ago, and then now her attorney is on Dry Fox's channel. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. But okay, but let's hear what the attorney is talking about.
Chicago-based attorney. I love what I do, and I just want to pass on information about this case.
Awesome. What other high-profile cases have you been involved in?
I have a few under my belt. In Chicago, I have quite a few. You might have heard a couple of years ago, an actor named Jussie Smollett had an incident with my clients, the Osdayo brothers.
Okay, well, who didn't hear about Jussie Smollett in the Chicago incident? So she was involved in that case, is what she's saying. Okay. And for what I understand, she's like 28 years old, by the way. I don't know if that makes a difference to y'all, but just.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one that the judge kicked her out of there because she didn't pass the state bars?
Oh, I don't know about that. She sounds like
she looked like a young teeny bopper at the time.
I don't think she sounds credible because she says she worked with Kim Fox, and you know she's in Chicago like heavy. So I don't know that that's her, but I do know that she said she was trying to. Well, you'll hear it because she's going to talk about what happened in the courtroom. All right.
Okay.
Is the sound okay? It's not echoing or anything, is it?
No, it's good.
Yes, sounds good to me.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm their attorney.
Okay. So is that an open case right now still?
It's still, yeah. We're still trying to get trial dates for that case.
Okay. So your clients are defense, or are they plaintiff in the case?
They're witnesses.
They're witnesses. Okay. Oh, got you. All right. Now, I did get a couple of questions in regarding to with some of my subscribers, and not everybody has submitted questions, but I do have a young man who I call him my son as well as my YouTube attorney.
Oh Lord,
he'll be coming in with us just to have conversation and to because he knows how to ask these questions. So I'm going to let him talk to you in regarding to some of the things that our subscribers really want to know in regard to Robert's case. I understand you representing Diane Copeland. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, as far as the case is going on, I know there's a lot of things you cannot talk about because it's an ongoing case, but can you share with me your thoughts of the things that you see in this case as far as how things are done and ran, and just a little bit of insight?
Yeah, I've been watching the show and following along. I think the biggest thing for people to remember that a court of law can only consider the evidence that is presented within it. And it seems that a lot of your viewers, they have so many tidbits of information, and yet what is allowed to be presented to the jurors has to follow what we call the rules of evidence.
Okay, now you guys hear that? You hear her schooling them?
Yeah, and did y'all catch that when she said, I've been watching your show?
Yeah.
Why is it that only R. Kelly people be going on YouTube doing all this fraudulent, unethical, illegal mess, talking to YouTubers and stuff? We gotta keep an eye on her.
Well, I'm sure she probably have reached out to her, and this lady this member, Old Sly Fox, was in Chicago Tribune So a lot of people, that's why she got all the numbers she got now. So, that's why this lady's probably like, I seen all that cuckoo shit going on your channel, but I'm still going to come on here because I want to set y'all straight on how the law works. And I think this is why she's talking to her the way she is, because she's seen the ridiculousness going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
She seen where the girl had to get strip search.
oh my goodness.
You know, Goddess, she did break down to them about the Rico and like.
Well, I'm gonna play. I know. I'm gonna
Okay.
stop and talk. There's a lot she talks about, but I just want to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to stop it. Something. If you want to stop it, if you hear something and you want to talk about it, just say, and I'll ring your bell, child.
And so when you hear in like the transcripts, you hear different attorneys objecting to the form. There is a certain way that these questions need to be posed so that they are allowed to be properly admitted into evidence. And so I think people forget how formal court is. It's one of the most formal things you'll ever do. It's one of the most formal things we have in our society. And so every ounce of evidence that is brought before the jurors requires so much preparation and so much skill on both sides, whether you're on the prosecution side or the defense side. It takes a lot of time and energy and work just to get to the trial phase.
Right.
And once you're there, you got to bring your A game. So I want your viewers to remember there's a lot of technicalities that we have to really follow when we're in a court of law.
Okay, understandable. One of my viewers just recently asked that were you representing? If you can't answer it, that's fine. But I got to put it out there because they did ask this question. They asked, were you representing Azriel as well as Joycelyn?
Yeah, that was in July of 2019. I had gotten involved with them for a little while, and it's a small community of lawyers in Chicago that do this kind of work. I have experience handling a lot of the media, especially with the Smollett case. That was kind of a big media circus. So I helped out there, and I got to meet them. The civil courts and the criminal courts are very distinct. And so you have to remember the venue of where you are is very important. So federal court versus state court versus circuit court versus municipal court, there are all these different venues. And so Chicago is kind of like a big, small town. Everyone kind of ends up knowing everyone.
Okay, so that was back in 2019, not in the current situation now. You didn't represent her now.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go through some of these text messages that I got from my subscribers, and then I'm gonna put the link in for Dom to come in. His name is Dom K. I want him to come on in, and we're gonna do like a tag team type thing. We're not tag teaming you, but
calm down. Not tag team.
So I don't forget some of the questions that some of my subscribers has submitted. Okay, first question I have here. It says here for me to ask you, with Robert's racketeering charges based around bribery, linked to Jane Doe #1 and sexual exploitation of children, multiple Jane Does and John Does, what must the government show to the jurors? So far, the old tour manager has testified that Robert had no knowledge of arranging bribe to the court official. I know that's a long question, but
I think what that viewer is kind of getting at is how does the federal government bring charges like that against one person? I think the essence of their question is trying to pinpoint how we got here in the first place.
Yes.
So, and that's a great question for that person to be wrapping their arms around the judicial process in general. So let's break it down. The indictment that was handed out by the federal government in the Eastern District of New York, it's claiming that Robert Sylvester Kelly created this enterprise, okay, created this circle of people that got together to do his bidding, right? They're basically alleging that Robert was the mastermind behind performing these illegal acts, and that's where they named them down the road, right? The different counts that you have. Those are specific instances of conduct that they attribute to the ringleader, and in this case, that would be Robert. So under this RICO Act, which is it's a statute, right? It's not a common law. It's something that was created by Congress. Under this statute, you are allowed to penalize or charge the person at the top of this organization as if they were the ones carrying out all of the violations of the law underneath it. What does that mean? Well, consider The Godfather, right? In The Godfather, he wasn't the one pulling the trigger, so to speak, against anyone who went against him. He was the one ordering the kids. And so when you go to a court of law and you're charging the person who actually pulled the trigger, if that person beats their case, or if that person turns, or if that person ends up, the classic example is they disappear, then how do you ever get to the ringleader? How do you get to the Godfather? Because he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. He wasn't the one breaking down the door at the bank. He was probably sitting at home comfortably, smoking a cigar. That's the idea of like this mobster rule. And so this RICO Act allows you not only to go to the top of the food chain, so to speak, in this illegal enterprise, but it allows you to do away with the statute of limitations. Mm. So that's where we get the Jane Doe's. That's where we get Aaliyah's case from the late 90s. You can't bring these claims in a regular state court because they would be barred, meaning they'd be prohibited because they're too old. There's a statute of limitations that prevents them from being litigated. Now, why, right? Why do we even have a statute of limitations? The idea behind that was that it's not fair to a defendant to have to produce evidence in a case against them when it's so far remote from the date of the incident. And so statute of limitations are set by law. In most jurisdictions, you're looking at about a 2-year window in civil cases. Some crimes have 10 years, some other ones have 5. It really depends on the crime, and a lawyer can look that up for a client very quickly. But in RICO cases, they were able to kind of sweep that statute of limitations under the rug and go after him and charge him for things that are, 20 years old. So putting all that together, I'm quoting Steve Greenberg here. It's a perversion of the statute. I'm not saying I agree with that, but one can understand that argument that this law, I don't think intended to include a celebrity who has, kind of like the privileges that being a celebrity brings with it. And I don't want people to read into that statement incorrectly. But,
But doesn't it seem like it's such an unfair thing to do to someone like that's a celebrity status?
Oh my God!
It seems like they're trying to make him the poster child of this RICO for celebrities type of thing.
Well, let's really look at the more.
Before she answers, so what do you guys think about what? So this is anybody who just joining us. This is Diana Copeland's attorney speaking on infamous Sylvia's YouTube channel. Give her props and her, whatever for having the person. I'm using the audio. And so what do you think about what did she ask? Is this unfair? Child. What do you guys think about what you're hearing so far?
Well, the attorney is trying to basically break down and explain why he is being charged with the Rico, and that he didn't have to do these acts himself, but instructing them. And so that is how the Rico was formed. And Congress is the one that came up with that law, right? So even though um, Sylvia still is not able to comprehend when she just said it maybe might not have been created for a celebrity. However, the feds know that it's a creative way to get him on the legions of shit he has done for the last 30 years. They know what they do, or they wouldn't have brought that charge.
Exactly.
Sylvia seems not to be able to comprehend. And as a side note, I heard her talking about why she defends R. Kelly when she says she doesn't really know his music. She wasn't a fan, and she only met him after she chased him down in 2017, that picture on her thumbnail. And she said, in her own words, is that she had faced something very similar to R. Kelly. So maybe this is why it's hard for her to comprehend shit. I don't know. But the woman is just trying to basically break this down as simple as she can.
Dana J, I know y'all know who Dana J is. As much as a liar as he is, he actually came out and has said many times, he pulled paperwork up too that said that she herself had been in a very similar, or really the kind of the same position as R. Kelly as far as trying to defend herself from charges, similar charges, I'll just say. And, seemed sound to me, she was fighting for her life. She probably was fighting for her life. Anyway, so let's continue.
Right? Why make Robert Kelly the poster child of this Rico thing? Why do that? Well, it's a creative use of this law. Number one, I think it's unprecedented. Number two, look at the climate. We're in a Me Too movement era, and there was the Mute R. Kelly movement, that hashtag.
Yes.
And then we have this Lifetime documentary.
Yeah.
That in itself, if you think about it, if you look to our celebrity obsessed culture, that in and of itself was unprecedented. To have a movement to silence a celebrity for these allegations, right? That in itself was new in our culture. And so this documentary comes out, and what resulted from that was Kim Fox, who is the state's attorney in my jurisdiction in Cook County. She files this lawsuit against him in state court. And that was the first domino to hit. It was the state court claims.
So do you think it's like a revenge type of thing?
Oh my God.
Not think, but I
Lord help her.
revenge type of thing. Because of him.
She sounds like a straight groupie hoe. What are you talking about? Okay.
She sounds guilty.
You think it's revenge? What? Okay.
My answer is probably going to offend some of your viewers. I think that as publicly elected officials, right, step into the shoes of Kim Fox, step into the shoes of your local politicians. If you have an outcry of a group of people saying that somebody is a danger to society, whether it's true or not true, I think it behooves you to investigate. And
say it again.
Obviously, through the Smollett matter, I think it behooves you to investigate.
Oh, let me go back.
Fox, step in. It's probably going to offend some of your viewers. I think that as publicly elected officials, right, step into the shoes of Kim Fox, step into the shoes of your local politicians. If you have an outcry of a group of people saying that somebody is a danger to society, whether it's true or not true, I think it behooves you to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Kim Fox and I, obviously through the Smollett matter, we, you know, I know her office very well. I practice in that jurisdiction regularly. I think for her, she had to do something to look at this, because this is right in our hometown, right? This is right here in Chicago. So I don't know that she was retaliating. I don't know that she had any ill will. I'm sure, given her age, she probably grew up with art, like many of us. But I think she felt like she had to do something and investigate, and that's how our judicial code works. That's how our society works. When there's this outcry of allegations against someone, we investigate.
Oh my God, Goldie Bay, you ain't lying. She said, forget offending her viewers. She offended her. You should see her face. I wish I could put it up here. Oh, she is not happy. And her chat is not happy either, FYI.
Okay. All right.
She's like, yeah, okay, all right.
This individual is Don, do you have a question so I can go ahead and do mine?
She's gonna cry. Don't cry.
How's it going today?
I'm good. Nice to meet you on the show.
Yes, you as well. Thank you for coming on and allowing me to, just ask some questions or whatever. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I want to really help the community understand the legalities behind it. I'm not here to advocate for any side. But I do feel like so many of the questions, and I read the chat when I could. It seems like they're starving for some legal knowledge and some legal
That's shade, baby. She said they are starving for some, because that chat is not asking for legal knowledge. They telling her to get the hell up off Sylvia's channel. I'm telling you. She's like, they're starving for some legal knowledge. They're starving for a lot of things, a lot of different types of knowledge, I'm gonna say.
And specific to this case, because remember, this is not a civil case. And a lot of what people know about our judicial system kind of comes from movies. And it's just, it's a movie for a reason,
Right.
Dude, she is clowning right now. I'm telling you, understand it. She's being nice, but that's shade. Y'all watch too many movies. That's what she's trying to say.
Right. So I just came on and I caught a little bit of what you were saying. I don't know. I guess I can just go after Sylvia, or I don't know how you want to. I just wrote down some questions that I had, and then I was looking in the chat as well. So Sylvia, it's totally up to you.
Well, we could do bouncing. Like you ask a question, I ask a question. We could do it that way.
Okay. Well, I'll just go down like my list, and then she can expound on that, and then you can go whatever. So my first question was, how long have you been representing Diana Copeland?
Diana reached out to me, I want to say in about March of 2019. So since then.
Okay. And what made you want to represent her, if you don't mind? And you don't have to if you say I don't want to answer whatever, that's totally fine. I just
don't worry, Don. I won't if I don't want to.
All right.
Diana is a lovely person. She called my office, and we had a real heart-to-heart. And this is something I want your viewers to know. Hiring the right lawyer is the most important step in your legal case, okay? That's the first, second, and third most important decision that you have in any case you have: family, divorce, traffic, immigration, whatever it is. Find the right lawyer. Now, how do you find the right lawyer? Well, you can hire the lawyer with the most awards, the most expensive lawyer, whatever that means to someone. You can hire the lawyer that went to the best schools. The right lawyer for you is going to be the lawyer that you get along with. And that's usually when you have good chemistry, okay? It's almost like a little mini marriage. The right lawyer for you is going to understand you. from your marrow all the way out. They're gonna you meet with them and you'll be like, you know what, I'm comfortable speaking to them. I agree with how they're gonna bill me. They have a real skin in the game, and so that's why I'm word of mouth. If you want to hire me, most people, they get my name because they've had some kind of personal interaction with me, or they know someone who's seen me in action and they say, I want to hire her. It's really the best way to hire a lawyer. And so Diana and I, we spent a lot of time on the phone, and I just really felt like I could help her, which is my first threshold question when I take on a client is, can I help them? And then the second one is, do I get along with them? And I've had to turn down some big cases where I've said, you know what, sir, I think you probably given this case, you probably will feel more comfortable with so-and-so or another man or whatever. You know, that's me caring about the individual and about.
If she would have been hired by R. Kelly, I'm telling you, she probably would have had to take some time off, a whole sabbatical. She probably never came across nobody like him before. I guarantee you. Sounds like she has some tough customers though, men specifically. But yeah,
I don't think she would have took him on because he's too controlling. And
but you don't know that up front. I don't think you know that up front because that's what people say.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think she wouldn't have put up with him. I don't think so. No, she would have been the one to clock his ass.
Their case, you have to feel right with your lawyer, and so Diana and I we meshed, and I'm grateful. I consider her a friend in addition to a client.
Okay. And then also, I agree with you. I do believe that you have to have, a good relationship with your client, just being as an attorney. Now, what type of attorney are you?
I do. I'm a general practice law firm. I do trial work mostly. Within my office, I was telling Sylvia earlier, I say we do door law. Whatever has walked through my door in the last 10 years, the best lawyer you are, and I'm sure you'll agree.
She can't be 28 then.
The best that we are as lawyers, it's right after we graduate from law school and we take the bar. Because we really know a little bit about everything. We know torts, we know real estate, we know contracts.
Got it.
Law.
Got it. I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't she the attorney that filed a motion against Tricky Nikki because of interference with Jane and Jocelyn?
I didn't know there was I didn't know anything about that.
Remember, that was the attorney that represented them back in 2017. She is the one talking, that Rodriguez lady that's talking.
You said 2017?
Yeah, when right after the interview came out, when it came on CBS, she's the attorney that represented Jocelyn and Jane. And that attorney is the one that filed a letter. This was right before the Carrico hearing against Tricky Nikki, because she had saying that it was a conflict of interest because Tricky Nikki was still talking to them. That's her. It just occurred to me. That has to be her. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we want. Talk. Say something. God damn it.
I remember.
I'm sorry. Wait. Go ahead.
I was just like Love Warrior. I do remember. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
And so we're the best at that when we're fresh. And then you get hired by a firm and they do criminal law or they do family law or they do domestic violence or corporate. And you start going down that one lane. And 5 years after you've been licensed and you're working, that's all you know. You stay in your lane, you do your continuing legal education, and that's kind of like your sphere. I knew I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep on top of my toes. I wanted to stay fresh. And so I opened up my practice when I was 28 years old. and
Oh,
said,
that's what
I
28
am going to take cases where I know I can help that person. And if I don't know how to do it, my specialty is figuring it out. And if I can't figure it out within 2 or 3 days, then I find someone who can help me figure it out, or we figure it out together. And oftentimes those are the most rewarding cases. I had never done an unemployment appeal before, and a good client who I had done some work for his mom, he came and said, can you help me out, Gloria? I have a deadline in like 4 days, and I kind of slept on this. And I said, no problem. Let me read the rules on it. It was like 300 pages. I sat down with a cup of tea. I got to work. I figured it out, and we won. And that was like a $10,000 benefit to my client.
Wow, that's awesome.
That dang unemployment child.
She fired up because she knew the feds was gonna come get her.
Well, that's gonna come up too, right? They're gonna ask her. I think they're gonna ask, was it mandatory? You know, what did they ask? Subpoenaed or whatever.
Asking, isn't it a conflict of interest with you having to represent AZ and then Copeland now?
I don't represent AZ. That's a great question. But
You ain't gotta say thank you. Ain't nobody said that wasn't true.
Their interests were not.
We believe you.
When I did for that brief amount of time.
Okay.
Child, leave me alone now. I'm being nice.
Someone saying, what public outcry?
I was waiting on something.
And they keep repeating it. So let me heal their wounds there. I'm not saying it was a public outcry, but I'm saying there was a movement, and that was that hashtag Mute R. Kelly, and that's what led to that.
That was a public outcry.
So
Don't
I don't want
downplay
that
it.
person to feel offended. But Joycelyn Williams, yeah, I'm talking about the social media that revolved around those allegations, and that's what kind of made a market for that Lifetime documentary to exist.
Right. No, I knew what you were saying, but you know, people in the chat they have questions. Just going along the point as far as you know, since they brought up that you did represent. Now, did you represent?
That was Dom K's way of calling him a dumbass.
Yeah, that's funny.
AC, or was it just one, or at that time?
At that time in July of 2019, it was the both of them.
Both of them, okay. And then what was the purpose? Like, what was, you know, just?
Yeah, if you remember, that was right when Mr. Kelly had been arrested, and so the media had been all over the place. If memory serves me correctly, this was right after that Gayle King interview. And so they needed some help with the media. They wanted some legal counsel revolving that bond hearing. And so it was very brief representation, but I explained to them kind of the procedures of bond court in the Northern District of Illinois, which is right in Chicago.
Okay. Now, because I remember as of recently, they were kind of people were getting confused with if you were representing one of them, or they were saying, you know, the current attorney Nicole was representing them. So it was you, not Nicole.
Correct.
Okay.
There it
So I
is.
just wanted to clear that up.
Real quick. So wait, Diane Lett. I don't know if he's still here. So Diane said, everyone has rules in their house. I don't let nobody going through anything in my house, and you don't either. He's a superstar. If they don't like it, they was free to get the out. What do y'all say to somebody who just says everybody has rules? You have rules too in your house.
I was trying to answer her, but I got cut off on my Scott tag and I still knew. Rules like not being able to eat. Rules like you can't go piss in a cup. Rules like a punishment, go have sex with John Doe number 2 and Jane. Those are not rules. And those are rules in your house, baby. You need to be arrested too, okay? All right?
Or somebody
Diane,
come in,
that's your rule.
if a guy comes in, turn your head against the wall, look away, hold your head down.
Yeah, go to a basketball game. Right, Miss Della. You go to a basketball game, but you got to face the fucking wall.
And wear baby doll dresses and Borex and stuff. But let me tell you something. The number one rule in my house is ain't nobody kids gonna be up in here if they ain't mine.
Especially
all right now.
And that should have been his rule. But fortunately, and allegedly, well, I ain't gonna say allegedly, it's been known. Even if we don't know about no other child, we know about LaShawna Landfair and Aaliyah. There was too many kids, too many. That was fat.
And get punishment. Go wipe feces on your face and all this kind of shit.
Right. All
What
this
the
mess
hell?
going on. I don't care what he was doing. All that goes out the window. Superstar my foot.
The rules is the rules.
And maybe the investigators need to check into you because maybe you got some kids you trafficking in your home.
Ooh. I'm saying. I mean,
we got to watch these people that support him and think that because he's superstar. I'm so sick of hearing that mess. I don't know what to do. It does not justify you drugging and raping and abusing a kid. Excuse my language, YouTube. I'm so sorry. That does not justify him doing this mess, or with the other handlers and enablers that come out. So, I was turning a blind eye. I just was doing my job. It was a business and a business. Kids are not an object. Kids are human. They're human beings. They have a heartbeat just like your rear end.
And innocent.
Yes. They did, it's adults are supposed to protect the babies. We're supposed to lead the way, guide them in the right direction and try to, advise them some kind of right and protect them. But no, we have people like these people that sit up there and run and do harm to them.
Karen J, the interview was today, sometime earlier today. I don't know what time because we're in different time zones. But it was today. It says, I guess I could have put the link, but it says Diana Copeland's attorney is our special guest. It's pretty easy to find on our channel. Yeah, you absolutely right. Love, beautiful spirit. I'm gonna just combine you. Love spirit.
It doesn't make any sense. But it take one to know one, and they that's why they can relate to him and they try to stick up for him because they had the same behavior and the same mind frame as him. Because even if for somebody that's a woman abuser or whatever, and they like to beat on women just because for no reason, it don't even have to be no reason. Another woman abuser sit up there try to justify, well, you did do this and that to tick them off, or you do that, and they be the same way as that person.
That's right. They find excuse after excuse after excuse.
Because for a survivor of myself, I have not went out and abused and sexually assaulted no other child because I know what that hurt and that violation feels like. I don't, they always say, was what he went through as a child. That doesn't give him the right. Why would you want to inflict that on the next child? Why would you want to do that?
Well, just like Goddess said the other night, first he didn't have sex with anybody. Then, he had sex, but it was consensual. Every level they find an excuse for, So to go along with the abuse, like you said, either you are an abuser yourself or you have been abused. It's something wrong.
Or you having those same thoughts
excuse this.
That you want to know what it's like and you try to live through him or whatever. And then this is what also sad and embarrassing and disheartening and disturbing is all these women that have kids allegedly, that don't make them a mother. They sitting up here trying to justify this mess.
Exactly.
It's sick, is what it is. Sorry, Diane Lett. Ms. Davis said in the chat, those folks are not listening to anything this attorney is saying. And it's so true. Let me see. What is it saying in the chat right now? Does she know about Rob's innocence? That's a real question. Is she still representing either one of them? Please be respectful in the chat. That's a good question. Would she agree on Robert being held as a political prisoner? A political prisoner? Somebody said, I remember you and when you represented them, and then Rodriguez started representing them, the lawyer who is Jussie Smollett case. We know Diane did not want to be on the stand. So how does she feel about Diane's interview this morning? Well, there's a little more.
And then also, when did you stop representing them? Like what was, I know you said July you represented them, you started, and then when did you end?
For that specific case, September of 2019.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was very brief.
Oh, okay. And then also, sorry, I'm kind of just switching gears everywhere because I just wrote down questions and I'm kind of looking in the chat. So don't mind me if I'm
Stop looking in the chat. They ain't talking about shit.
That's okay.
Well, I'll chime in because I have questions here too. Remember?
Yeah, go ahead, Sylvia.
Okay. Someone was asking about, and I know you probably don't know anything about it, so I'm going to throw this disclaimer out here for you, but they're going to ask you to ask this question, says here. They asked, how could you find out about the marriage license?
Oh my God.
They still on that?
I guess they're talking about Aaliyah's marriage license.
She better not say nothing disrespectful about her.
Good question.
Okay. We can move on.
That's okay. How can we find out about the marriage license?
Because they know she was underage.
You know,
she's gonna answer. She's gonna answer.
They trying to
go ahead. Who's talking?
No, go ahead. Let her finish, and then I'll jump in once she's done. Let's see if she answers.
I just want to say too, real quick, in the chat, somebody said Diane has the case against her now because another Jane Doe has a civil case against Diane and R. Kelly. I don't know.
And Diane Let's back, she said, whatever I don't do anything like that, y'all are hater. Nah, baby, we ain't no hater. We calling out what you said.
Diane Let's said that?
Yeah, she's
How we
back.
hating? We over here minding our business. You
came over here.
Right. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
You either set your reminder or you typed in God is down speaks name. At the end of the day, we didn't come for nobody. Y'all came over here.
Goldie said, girl, you wild. And I agree. You wild, girl. You wild. Ain't nobody hating. Exactly, Karen. You know, people say that for everything. Oh, you hate. Oh, you hate. Keep it appropriate, okay? Keep it in the context. You all over.
Why would we hate on fucking rules of abuse? Like, that's not what we stand for.
So,
take your ass to bed
Diane,
somewhere and lay down.
Do you need permission to use the bathroom, Diane?
You know what?
Diane, are you okay?
I wonder
did permission to eat?
I wonder did her attorney advise her to go on Good Morning America or whatever the hell she was on.
Yeah, I don't know if that comes up. I don't even know if I listened to this whole thing. Okay. She said lasting impression by Kim. Hey, what up? She said she wants attention. I know she does. And usually, I mean, I like to answer the questions because if they're coming in here and they're just honestly asking us something, like I'm cool with answering it and just like, you know, keeping it moving at that point. But you know, I ain't nobody hating now. Okay. Okay, Pendleton is hating. She's hating on the ignorant, she said. All right. So let's see what Yulita. Let's let Yulita. You wrong. We are not haters. You have truly misunderstood us. Oh, you're so nice. We just don't like child molesters. Get it?
Fuck you, R. Kelly, bitch!
Bitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's how we feel.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
G. Washington said, you in the wrong chat, my girl.
Okay.
I mean, she's welcome, but just understand that you're going to get schooled, baby girl.
Yeah.
Brody Bay said what she said. Okay. Let's hear a little, because I think it's almost done, but I don't even know if we'll listen to all of it. I just want y'all to hear how initially
take it off. I'm done with it. Oh my God, we're done.
Initially, Dry Fox was so excited to have this lady on, and now it's like somebody let the air out of her whole balloon. I mean, oops. Who's sorry for what?
So So
Oh,
again,
no, sorry.
so
Oh, the
again,
timing was impeccable. Yes.
you're sitting there trying to find out about a marriage certificate. So you're going to force your mind to think, oh my God, he did not marry Aaliyah. Then I can't remember the Jane Doe number. Then the Jane Doe number saw you with her. Then mention the age of 12 to 13. And now you can't deal with that name because you find it hard to believe that this grown man was messing with a child. So I'm gonna say it again. If the man dated his age, his ass would probably be home right now. He ran a house of horrors. Again, grown adults can consent. That's fine. If that's what they chose to do as grown adults, even though I'm pretty sure no one asked to be abused. But when you purposely go after children, that's an issue. You have
Big
paid
one.
out multiple millions and millions of dollars of settlement. Why? Why are you paying settlement? If you didn't do nothing wrong, why are you paying settlements and making people sign NDAs? Because again, you sick. You cannot. Nobody was safe. Any child that came up in there wasn't safe.
No, sure wasn't. He all at the McDonald's and stuff, all at the mall, and got his number pre-written down on these folded pieces of paper. With not only personally himself, didn't they just show the tape and the audio and video yesterday and the day before that? So I don't know what part these people don't understand. There's without a shot of a doubt that
They
this
don't want to
man,
understand.
he even had stuff in his phone that he had in his pocket when he got apprehended.
Oh yeah, they did. The phone that they took out of his hand, that was part of the evidence that was entered in.
He had
And
John Doe.
don't forget
He
about
They
had
got
John
everything,
Doe.
baby.
the boys. I guess they don't believe the boys either. So every single person is lying, except
You know what?
for the predator.
They
Everybody's
been
lying.
kind of
These
quiet.
people are lying,
They
except
been
you know
kind
what they
of.
wanted money. They was okay when they was going on a shopping spree and all this and that. But as soon as they groupies or they upset or something, they all flip and turn on him. He's done. He did this. Again, no grown man should be dealing with a child. Aaliyah was
Period.
12, 13, 14, 15
Yes.
years old. You married her. Everybody
Mhm.
knows that. There ain't no marriage certificate. Demetrius already said they don't have the people to interview from the court for the
Right.
marriage place. I mean, what more
Yep.
do you need? I'm done.
And they got the Western Union $500 transfer and the FedEx that was overnighted the credentials. And then not only that, we still got the sex tapes that went all around the world when he was with the other baby.
He had the annulment papers in his safe. They took that
Right.
and put it in evidence. Why you keeping annulment papers from your marriage, nigga, that you signed? Like what else? But they just in pure denial, beautiful spirit. They
And
is so
then Deanna Copeland act like we forget or people like us to keep up with the facts. She act like we don't forgot. She was the one that booked the flight for Miss Jane that he holding the Delta Airlines ticket with the stylist, and then that baby was 17 years old at the time, and she the one that booked the flight. She act like we forgot. That was part
We
of the
didn't forget,
9,000
and don't forget about
discovery.
the truth. Remember that story?
Yeah.
How the gang people had to run him out of there because he was picking up them children, and they
And
got
guess what?
tired of it.
Yes.
You
And
I mean,
he
that's a sicko. That
and
all
then
you do
guess
is running
what?
around for people.
He had a child before Aaliyah Tiffany Hawkins, for what they said, and two officers was investigating him that he had got from elementary school or middle school. That was the youngest, and that baby been anonymous ever since. Now, see, that's the one that ain't nobody talking about.
And again, all of those girls, I remember. I'm going back to the bus driver.
Yes,
How the
ma'am.
girls stayed up there for days. Young girls, their face had to be hit. Herpes.
Yep.
We haven't forgot about that.
Oh, yes.
Everybody got herpes.
Yep. Herpes City. Chlamydia City. You know, he did the spring, what was it? Y'all, spring break or something like that. 2014 interview. He wiggling and fidgeting and stuff and jiggling and stuff because he had the disease in. You need a work from home job.
Let's say how the doctor said it. Herpes, herpes, herpes. That's what it is, motherfucker.
Who? Okay, she said Love Warrior came out blazing, but I don't know if you meant Beautiful Spirit. But I think did Love Warrior? Did you shoot tonight too? I'm sorry. I've been looking for some audio. Remember my audio? It ain't safe. It ain't safe. Remember I did all that.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I was looking for it. I was squirming and burning, child. So okay, I don't. So Love Warrior. Was there anything else on this? I know the Rico was broken down. That's what I wanted to really play. But is there anything else on here? Because otherwise we can move on.
I think we good.
Okay.
Yeah, we good.
Well, that interview, in case y'all want to listen to that lawyer, it's on Infamous Sylvia. And the title of it is in the you'll see it. Okay, so next, let's see. Jim DeRogatis spoke on Diana Copeland. Let's listen to what he says. Because Jim don't play, okay? Now, let me find it. Let's see. Here we go. Y'all as quiet as dang church mouses. As soon as I hit end on this live, it's going to be like...
We all got to catch our damn breath after listening, because we already know the truth, but just talking about the deflection and the constant excuses that they come up with, it's amazing. It's like they have no moral, no integrity, no ethical character about themselves when it comes down to children and a pedophile.
I agree. Okay, so this is Jim. It's only a few minutes. Thank you. Baby Yoda sent this, I think.
It could rest its case as early as today in a sex trafficking trial against R. Kelly in New York. Prosecutors presented a series of letters in court yesterday, taken from a safe in Chicago that belonged to Kelly. They were written by women who denied any sexual involvement with Kelly and called him a good man. But at least one of the women testified she was coerced. Prosecutors say Kelly appeared to be laying the foundation for an eventual defense. R. Kelly's longtime assistant broke her silence to Good Morning America today and spoke in defense of Kelly.
I'm not seeing anybody that's trying to
we saw this,
or any locked doors. Every woman that's left has walked right out the door.
Did he ever ask you to recruit women for him?
He's never asked me, but at the time, I'm only saying that he was R. Kelly, a mega superstar. He needed no help. I mean, absolutely no help to recruit women or to get women.
Kelly has denied any wrongdoing. His attorneys are expected to launch their defense at the trial next week.
Joining us now is reporter Jim DeRogatis, who has been reporting on R. Kelly for more than 20 years. He's the author of the book Soulless, The Case Against R. Kelly. Jim, thanks for being with us.
You bet.
Let's talk about some of the developments this morning. R. Kelly's longtime assistant, Diana Copeland, speaking out, saying she never suspected any illegal activity in 16 years, and she couldn't stop it if she did. What are your thoughts?
We've heard from so many assistants like Diana Copeland over the course of the last 5 weeks. They all saw these things. They saw young women who were afraid to go to the bathroom without R. Kelly's permission, who couldn't eat without his permission, who were forbidden to talk to other men. A lot of people saw a lot of things. And the racketeering case, none of them are charged, but they certainly have said morally dubious things on the witness stand.
So these letters that say R. Kelly is a great guy that the defense presents, could that backfire on them?
We've heard from numerous witnesses who've said they were told to write those letters, that R. Kelly dictated them, that if they hadn't written those letters, they would receive what he called chastisements, being beaten with an electrical cord, being smacked around. You know, I think the comparison is to the Nexium cult trial, where
Yes.
the leaders of that cult collected what they called collateral, damaging material on members of the cult so they wouldn't speak out. We've seen a lot of tactics used, non-disclosure agreements like Harvey Weinstein employed to silence these women, and yet we've had 12 give harrowing testimony over 17 days in court. I think it's going to be impossible for the jury to discount all of that.
Yeah, so as the prosecution wraps up their case and the defense starts next week, where does the prosecution stand? What is the thing that stood out the most to you, and how do you think they did?
Well, I was wondering about how you have a racketeering case without any other members of the alleged criminal enterprise charged. But I've done a couple of interviews with experts on the Rico laws, and they have said it is not unusual to only have the Godfather indicted and not any of his capos. That being part of a racket in itself, being named, is not a crime, but all of this other evidence introduced at great length is admissible to show the pattern of this criminal enterprise. And just the bulk of, I mean, I've read thousands of pages of court testimony. They're delayed a couple of days, but it's just amazing when you lay it out over 30 years from so many different witnesses.
All right, Jim, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks, Jim.
You bet.
Yes. All right, Jim.
Shout out, Jim, a real warrior. Yes.
Yes. Shout out to Jim there, Goddess. Salute to him. And thank God he didn't give up on our beautiful Black culture. And, you know, it's a shame that it had to be another nationality to help our beautiful Black young girl.
Absolutely. So I want to get into to Cheryl Mack, y'all. Cheryl Mack took the stand, child. Well, before that, actually, I want to say, remember we were talking about R. Kelly crying the other day?
Yep.
Well, it was said that he was crying on Twitter, I think. I guess what happened was when Diana Copeland was on the stand, kind of, I don't know if she was defending him, but she was lying. She was making him look good. That's why he was crying, they said. So they're trying to say he was crying because he was so happy because he felt like somebody was finally advocating for him, and he heard something good about himself. That's what
I raised you.
Fiesta. Oh, shit. Anyway, I want to just make that point because I know we were questioning that. I don't know if that's true. That's what came up through that was actually, I think Dry Fox said it, so she might have been a YouTube person that said it. I don't know.
He also got very emotional today when you're getting ready to talk about Cheryl Mack's testimony. She got emotional, and so did he.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, that they said he was visibly emotional when she was testifying. So I have this quick one on Cheryl Mack, and then have another one. I just decided might as well play both here. Let's see. Oh, what is this? That's wrong. This was my rabbit hole I went down. This article is, we're going to get into another day. There's some things said here by people who were involved with the Leahs. It's crazy. Okay, but that's the wrong page right now. I was looking for that Barry Hankerson interview, and I found all kind of crazy stuff. And I went into I did his birth chart. Barry Hankerson, oh my God. There's an aspect on there that says that this person is miserable and will remain miserable to the end of their life or something to that effect. And I have never seen anything like that on a birth chart or a reading. So he's just a miserable, evil person. Okay.
I raised you.
Okay. Y'all see that? BNC?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Using our Haley Tawanda, and this is Making the Case. The next phase of R. Kelly's sex trafficking and racketeering trial is set to begin. The prosecution called its last witness today. BNC's Dre Clark is covering today's developments from the federal courthouse in Brooklyn.
The prosecution called its last witness today after nearly 3 full weeks of testimony. Next week, R. Kelly's defense team will begin presenting their case, although they're not expected to take nearly as long as the prosecution. Meanwhile, a woman who testified today said R. Kelly yelled and screamed at her so badly, she had to quit. Cheryl Mack testified she first met singer R. Kelly in 2005. She was a talent manager, and R. Kelly inquired about a singer that was on her roster. She said Kelly liked the singer so much that they collaborated on a song that was featured on one of Kelly's albums. Then in 2009, Mack testified she introduced another artist named Precious to Kelly. Kelly and Precious began working together at Kelly's home studio outside of Chicago. Precious was only 17 at the time, and her mother was with her initially in Illinois, but eventually returned back home to Atlanta. Precious stayed at a hotel while recording, and Mack testified she would check in on her. Then Mack broke down crying, recalling how Precious abruptly decided to stop working with Kelly. Mack said Kelly called her saying Precious was planning a sexual harassment lawsuit against him. She testified Kelly was very concerned about the lawsuit because he was preparing to make an appearance at the 2010 World Cup in Africa. She said Kelly told her she needs to pick a side, his or Precious, and that generally in situations like this, people come up missing. Mack said she felt that was a threat. She later recalled signing an affidavit. She said she never read it fully, but she remembers seeing 2 questions on the affidavit. Did she ever see Kelly give Precious alcohol? And did she ever witness the 2 having sex? 3 years later, Mack said she agreed to work with Kelly again, this time as his executive assistant. But Mack said one time Kelly made her sign a letter saying she took money from a booking agent on the side. She said she wrote the letter and signed it, but it was 1000% scripted, and she only wrote everything R. Kelly told her to write. She finally quit in 2015 after she said Kelly yelled and cursed at her for ruining someone's birthday surprise. In New York, I'm Dre Clark for Making the Case.
We'll have more Making the Case after the break.
So,
you know, I think the prosecutors need to look, because this is not the first person he done made threats to about people coming up missing or people coming up murdered or whatever. They need to check it to see if any possible homicide it might be anywhere.
Hell yeah. He says that. I've seen that come up a few times.
Because hell, Linda Mitch is not here no more.
Oh my God. R.I.P. Linda Mitch. I'm just saying. And Greg
I'm laughing about how you said it. I'm not laughing about that woman divine. I'm laughing about how you said it.
And Greg Lanfair. Shaking my head.
Yes. Hey, we don't know if that was a heart attack or whatever or not.
It's just kind of suspicious.
Yeah,
so,
and one of the victims is deceased too.
Yeah, one of the victims is deceased. And that's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to see no more bodies round up in here now.
Okay.
I'm doing that love warrior plantation. I hate to say plantation, but it is, I call it plantation.
It's the South, baby, not the plantation. It's the South.
Where the plantation at? Daggone South.
Let me tell you something. That's the South, baby. Ain't no plantation nowhere.
But you know what?
In the South, child.
Over here, it's the South, the dirty South.
The reason why I say that.
Dirty.
Hey, shout out to the ancestors.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ancestors.
The reason why I say that is because he even had a hit out on his own brother because he wouldn't take the fall for him. So that lets you know, if you do that to your family, because they won't fraudulently take a charge for you, ain't no telling what he'll do to somebody off the street.
Okay. And I feel like too, we've talked about this so many times. We've heard people testify or, heard stories, interviews of people saying member public announcement that he separates people and he compartmentalizes different things, and there's different levels to his world. So like,
yes,
everybody's not going to be privy to seeing what's down here in this room, what's over here in that room. Like, it's different things, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That people are going to see, and not some aren't going to see anything. And I don't know that, I'm not saying that's Diana Copeland, but I think she knew that, and she's using that for her benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Even LaBelle Jones said it, that he keeps everybody separate. And some of the people that already testified did say that it was one part of the mansion at Olympia Fields, like the top, I guess the top part of the house, the third or fourth story, that they could hear movement up there, but they never saw who it was.
That's the way he wanted it.
I want to say something real quick. And Pendleton was asking about the victim.
I was going to address that too.
Had a I believe she was uncharged act, and I'm not going to say exactly what number. These are 11. I don't want to say what number it was, but anyway, they already had a friend of her came up and spoke for her in testimony. That was about a week ago, huh, God? We talked about that. And Andre Harris, we got to remind, are you coming under a different name? Is that you, Linda, again? Y'all hear this? Because
wait, what am I missing?
Andre Harris.
Andre Harris, you up, baby. You up. All right, what we got? Y'all haters are why? Wait, what? Y'all are haters. Why? I'm reading it with punctuation, although there is none. But.
Because he lives a life we can only dream. I don't dream about.
Can I read it? Can I finish? Can I finish reading it? This is fun for me. Taking away my fun. Y'all are haters. Why? Because he lived a life you can only dream of. I don't want to be in jail. I don't. I promise you, I don't. I
have a good life, Andrew.
I do too.
I bathe every morning and every night. Okay, our smelly don't like to take baths. We take baths over here. Okay.
We don't abuse in our word children and men and women, and we don't.
And Andrew, my husband is here. I don't think that my husband is in the room with another boy or
oh shit. I hope not.
Something like that. I don't think my husband is going to beat me. We live good over here. And
ISIS last
off our chat. Bye, Andrew. Get going out of here.
Bye. So wait. I'm trying to pronounce this right. Is ISIS last? That's not right. But said he lives a life of preying on young girls and women. Bye, Andre.
Bye,
welcome to the chat, ISIS last. And who wants to live a life having herpes?
I know that's right.
Yulita said, just so you know, the medical community states that 1 in 5 people are naturally born with the herpes virus. Okay, Yulita. Well, thank you for that. Queen Quiche, LOL. We don't want to live a herpes life, struggling to control his anger and lust for kids sitting in jail. Thank you. He has a pathetic life right now. And look, he did have the world by the balls, if you want to say it like that. But he dropped them balls.
Yeah, and he chose that's what he messed up his career. Nobody messed up his career. It. He chose to do that because he's a sicko.
Yeah,
all right. Gotcha. ISIS.
Never got help.
I like that. Thank you for explaining your name. So yeah, that's fun. Keep them coming. I'm in the mood. JC, a pregnant woman with herpes is high risk. Yeah, facts. From what I understand, I've heard that. Can't they be blinded? Or I've heard different things. Pendleton said, "You want to live his life?" Obviously.
Go ahead.
Yeah, somebody that had Miss Della, right? Somebody that earned hundreds.
Over there, Andrew.
Bent over.
You be the next one bent over.
Oh my God.
Maybe why are you telling Kate Michelle to shut up? Where's Kate Michelle at in the chat? That's what I want to know.
Somebody that earned hundreds of millions of dollars and ain't got a pot now, right? Who wanted to speak on that? Earned hundreds of millions of dollars and never did shit but pay it out.
ISIS Laz. Well, Love Warrior was explaining that the victim who is deceased now was in the uncharged acts. Is that right? It wasn't someone
right
who was slated to testify, but could have possibly testified, but had, there was some corroboration from their, probably whatever testimony she did have. I think it was a she.
Right.
Corroborated
Right.
some testimony, other testimony, as well as evidence showing patterns and behavior, showing a link. Yeah. Okay, so I have another video. This one has more of legal analysis to it from today. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All righty.
I raised you.
Oh, shit.
When court resumes on Monday, the defense will cross-examine the final prosecution witness. Then the prosecution is expected to formally rest its case. My co-counsel, veteran prosecutor and BNC's legal contributor, Paul Henderson, is back with me to talk about week 5 of this trial. Paul, jurors spent most of the day hearing from a woman named Cheryl. She's a former talent manager who later became Kelly's assistant. She got emotional talking about a 17-year-old girl she introduced to Kelly in an effort to help her singing career. Now, keep in mind, this is the same witness who was too emotional to testify on Wednesday. What parts of her testimony do you believe did the most damage to the defense?
Well, I think a number of things. One is the foundation that she laid of her relationship with R. Kelly over a decade, dealing with him in and out in different roles and in different capacities under his direction and control, talking about what happened to employees when you work for R. Kelly. I think the narrative that she talked about that both highlighted and typified what happened when you work for R. Kelly was really resonating with a jury like this, especially in the context of the narrative she told about the sexual harassment lawsuit that R. Kelly thought he might find against him. Because the things that she talked about in an emotional way that I think will resonate are 3 things. One, that R. Kelly was very clear about how she as an employee had to pick a side. And then 2, when he had her write a letter as part of just the employment about dictating to defend himself against things that weren't true, that he narrated to her and forced her to write, to defend or obscure the truth about what was going on about illegal or inappropriate behavior. And now let's keep in mind that writing that letter is consistent with a lot of the other testimony that we've heard, not just from employees, but from the alleged victims in this case. And so that rings true as well. And then the third thing that really stood out to me was the fact that she articulated very clearly about how she felt threatened by his communications and his conversations with R. Kelly. And all of that matters is because now I feel like the prosecution case is really trying to wrap up and focus on the elements that they're going to have to argue for the racketeering charges specifically. And I think that's what's going to make a difference. And presumably towards the end, and they're going to make a point to clarify for the jury why that specific testimony towards the end of the trial is absolutely relevant, because it speaks to the elements that they are going to have to prove in this trial.
Paul, Cheryl said that Kelly told her she had to pick a side after that young woman filed a sexual harassment suit. She also said that Kelly told her that, quote, people come up missing in these situations. How significant is that testimony?
Absolutely. One, it shows that he is directing and controlling the things that she was asked to do that may have supported illegal outcomes. And 2, it shows the very specific language that he was using to validate whether or not that threat was real. And so it wasn't just a passing comment that all of these people around him were performing in the way that they did to groom, assist, validate, and encourage women, groupies, fans, boys, young children, whatever, to act inappropriately with R. Kelly. These were things that he was directing. And again, all of this goes to the elements that the prosecution has to prove for racketeering, that R. Kelly was using his business enterprise to commit illegal acts, and that these were ongoing elements, ongoing events that had happened more than once. And the other thing that we need to keep in mind is that the outcome of this was that either he committed illegal acts or attempted to commit illegal acts. So even if you can't confirm that he absolutely did have sex with an underage minor, the fact that he was attempting to is enough to find him guilty. And that's why the language like this and the testimony from today is so important. And again, this is the testimony that is corroborated with half a dozen other employees that testified to similar incidents. And more importantly, it underscores the over a dozen alleged victims of men and women that we're talking about, the actual illegal behavior from statutory rape, but actually it wasn't a dozen of them, but a number of them talked about having sexual relations with R. Kelly while they were underage. All of these are the illegal acts, but it's important that we understand the box of racketeering, the elements that the prosecution has to prove. And that's why the testimony like this is so damning, and it's so important, and why the prosecutor is closing.
Paul, Cheryl
Wow.
admitted that she wrote and signed a letter of apology, similar to what the other witnesses described. In her case, though, she says Kelly made her apologize for taking money from a booking agent. She testified the letter was 1,000% scripted by Kelly. But the defense honed in on that and tried to shame her, saying that a woman her age, which was late 40s, should have known better. How do you think that'll play with the jury, especially women her age that are sitting on that jury?
I think badly, and were that my case, I would have rehabilitated her and used that exact, make sure that it was highlighted with the jury to hear how inappropriate it was. But here's why that matters. That same letter, which I presume defense will use these letters later on, but we'll get back to that in a second. What I think stands out is that these letters were being used regularly, not just with the employees, not just with the security guards, not just with his assistants, but with many of the victims and witnesses as well. All talked about these letters that they had to write, and it could not be more clear with all of the corroborative evidence that went in, which is the testimony, that these letters were coerced, that these letters were dictated by R. Kelly, and that these letters were false, and the reason that people had to write these letters and draft these letters was to obscure, defend, or prevent R. Kelly from being accountable for bad behavior. That's the key. And I think people are going to listen to these narratives before defense even gets to take the stand and try and introduce all of these letters from everyone. And the jury's going to have to wonder, like, how interesting is it that every single person around R. Kelly has these letters that they had to write or that were written, where they talked about themselves negatively, or they condemned themselves for bad behavior, or they swore that they were going to lie or try and condemn R. Kelly in the future. I think it takes away part of the defense's argument, and that's why prosecution is focused on it and getting these witnesses that they're putting on the stand to articulate and talk about the letter, because all of them that wrote letters are talking about it, and I think that's intentional by prosecution. You don't have people up there on accident to present evidence like that.
Well, the prosecution called its final witness today a clinical and forensic psychologist. She talked about the kind of trauma some of Kelly's accusers may have suffered, talked about the strategy behind, we'll talk about the strategy behind having her be the last voice that the jury will hear from the prosecution.
Well, it does two things. One, it leaves the case with a bow of an expert that they can rely on, independent of the witnesses that they have been put on the stand.
Yes.
And then two, it answers a lot of questions for the jury that may be distracted by the behavior of a lot of these witnesses, meaning the fans, that could be distracted and even judgmental about, why did you sleep with them? Why didn't you tell other people that this was inappropriate? Why didn't you do anything? Why did you take it here? So to talk about that psychology, this is a very similar thing, as you know, with cases like this, especially when you're talking about domestic violence cases or abuse cases. It really is helpful for a jury to understand, why would someone do that? Because then they can believe why someone did that if they understand the psychology behind it. I've been saying, and we've been talking about it from the beginning of this case, I've been waiting to hear from a psychologist to come on and explain some of this behavior to a jury. And from my perspective, I think, one, it answers the questions for the jury about why people did what they did. And then two, it presents an element of professionalism from a professional witness presented to this jury that allows them to follow the path of the arguments that prosecution is going to present to this audience to explain why they believe, based on the evidence that's been presented, that R. Kelly is guilty.
All right, veteran prosecutor and legal contributor Paul Henderson, thank you so much for joining me on this Friday night.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, who is this?
I love, and I didn't know this, but him explaining about even him attempting to act on the sexual coercion. Not even that, we know how many times he did the abuse, but even attempting is breaking the law. Wow, I love it. Because, you know, especially for John Doe number 2, when he went to McDonald's, he had John Doe number 1 introduce him and all that. He was underage. And he tried to make the move on him, but then he really didn't have the actual acts until he actually was of age. But the coercion, and he broke the law, is what he just explained by even doing that while he was underage. So that's important.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. So he said a lot. I mean, yesterday, like I said, I went live without my ladies here, but we just played a couple of these short videos, which he was on one, this attorney. And I talked about the fact that it would be amazing for them to finish up this way. And here they did. He said he described it as being the bow on top, or the bow that ties it around, ties everything together. So I think that great job. Yeah, great job. They laid it out. These are professionals here we're dealing with. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like Tricky Nikki, I don't even think this is her first Fed case, isn't it? She didn't even have any federal experience.
Yep, none.
And
it might be her last.
It might be her last. And remember what the attorney on, what was her name? Gloria on
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Gloria Rodriguez, the attorney said, courts are the most, what did she say? Not professional, but orderly, or I forgot the term. But basically, you got to follow the rules. You got to go in. You have to do things very specifically in a courtroom. And that federal and state are two different ball games. So the prosecution, being that they are the feds, they know what the hell they're doing. Okay. And they're running circles around them, in my opinion. Because all Nick is really doing is barking at these girls like a pit bull. Yes.
Tavia, the savior, wants to know your age, please. Would you let her know that you're in your 20s?
Of course. You want me to give my age though? Really? I'll just say 20s. We'll leave it at that.
Tavia,
first of
all in our 20s.
All of us. There you go. How are you gonna even ask a woman? First of all,
that's right.
Let's keep it cute and keep it classy. We don't ask women their age. First of all,
so hold on. She was saying it. She said because you seem so wild, and I'm gonna take that. I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
You understand that I raised you, woman.
So that means you must be at least 40.
Oh my God, I was scratching. If Baby Yoda can walk off this panel and right up to you.
Oh my
God.
God.
There you go, dear. There you go. You got it.
All right, there you go. But Tavia, come on now. I thought today you were being I was like, okay, now I think we got.
But you know what? Since I
good behavior tonight. What was that?
I got the floor. Let me ask this question. J-Man, who's the other guy?
Which one?
We got J-Man, and who's the other guy? Let me look.
I don't know. Some of these people, I mean, I love y'all, but I don't know if some of y'all are men or women. Tavia, why don't you answer a question? Are you a man, a girl, or a boy? Tell us. Let's see.
I was doing my invitation for J-Man, but I don't know if he's still on or not. To invite to the panel, but it was another guy as well, and I'm trying to find that person.
Thomas, is it Reese? I'm trying to.
I don't think I see Thomas on here. Now,
I saw him earlier.
Yeah, he was there.
I think Miss Della thinking of Andrew.
Andrew.
Well, I don't see Andrew here or J Man.
Well, listen, some people I forgot who came and their audio we couldn't connect for some reason. But
anyway, J Man or what's the other guy's name? We would like to invite you guys. We would like to invite you guys to a panel. We want to. Basically, I need somebody to replace me for a day.
Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. Don't say that because that's not the reason.
Oh, okay.
That's not the reason. You just want some. No, I'm just playing.
I need a small break.
I'm messing with you.
I think J Man rolled out.
J Man might be snoring right now.
I'll ask J Man another time. But if
you gotta catch people early. Listen, when we doing the roll call, that's when you hit him with that. That's when you know what I'm saying.
I actually did say something, but I don't think he's on there. But if anybody on the chat would like to join our panel one day next week, please let Goddess know. We want to be able to bring somebody else on just to get you guys are wonderful in the chat. So just if somebody wants to come on one day with us, 2 days or something like that, let us know. That's all. I'm just opening up the invitation. That's all.
Baby Yoda's like, somebody else needs to come to this party. I heard that. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. I always invite y'all. So yeah, I'll drop the link whenever. Baby. That goes for y'all in the looking through the windows and peeping through the trees with your binoculars and your spy gear. You can come in too. We are very folks.
I wanna bring up a point about that attorney that spoke on Dry's channel too. She actually gave some kudos to Judge Ann and explained to them folks over there that this woman has to have extreme intelligence, a very high track record, because a federal judge is appointed, and she was appointed by Obama. She's been a federal judge for some time.
Yes,
so Judge Ann's been doing her shit, okay, doing her thing.
Yeah, we have that. That is actually on a back burner, getting into her background and stuff. Actually, everybody's on the floor in the courtroom. I want to address Tavior. Are you calling me immature? Because that's gonna get your ass kicked up out of here. I gotta keep y'all entertained, baby. So I'm on high level energy. Don't get confused. Don't get it twisted. Nobody's immature. You like mature. So basically, are you saying you're a man or are you a gay woman? Because I'm still wondering which are you.
Who said that? Tavia?
He said, so Pendleton said that he was crushing on, or he or she was crushing on me because they keep asking my age, right? And who does that?
God, you are a beautiful woman. You are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. But let me finish. And then he says, responding to her saying he's crushing on me, that trust me, I'm not. She seems very young. I'm too mature. I like mature women. So what do y'all think about that? Do you guys think this person should be here or no? I really don't.
I think Tavia is just messing around. Stop it, Tavia. And
I mean, I'm seriously asking. I'm not playing.
Tavia just having a good time.
If that's what you think a good time is, okay.
Andrew, would you answer me, please? Andrew,
all right.
I need you to join one day next week so I can take a break.
Okay, so Pendleton.
He's a man. Tavia is a guy.
Wait, what? I'm a grown man. I'm 21. I act older than you. Is that a good time? Is that a good time, Miss Stella? Or
my son older than Tavia. My son 23.
Y'all think this is cute? I'm seriously sitting here like, are y'all serious? Huh?
Tavia, stop. You got this woman. You got this woman after us. Do you know what was going to happen when we get off this live? You got her wound up.
When you get off the live, you think I'm going to wait till we get off the live? You ain't lying. Pass the gummies, Miss Della.
Oh,
shit. Lord. I'm trying to chill too.
I got it. My baby is 21. I got 2 grands, 1 and 5. Okay. We understand the whole mentality now. So,
all right, Tavia.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just not really trying to be that person, but
maybe
let me just say this. I have boundaries. Okay. So I love joking and playing because that's what we on YouTube, right? We come here for a short period of time. We kick it. We talk about this shit. We got to do something to lighten this shit up, right? But I'm not going to sit here and be insulted. I'm seriously not, because that to me wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all think that's cool, I guess we're not on the same page. I just wanted to just make that clear.
Not. However, you know me, I got to throw a joke in there.
Okay. Well, you were defending, so I was just wondering,
I'm always damn it defending. I raised
why?
Damn it.
Why?
Andrew said you'll come on the chat.
Yes, I got him. He said so. I just told him let me know what day. So I'm always with that.
And that's gonna be your job
to abuse us, and especially not you, Tavia. Stop it, damn it! I'm done.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm gonna let her loose.
Wait, hold on. What did you say?
Last time. I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm done.
I missed it. I missed it. Okay, so everybody's like, you playing too much. So everybody thinks they just playing. What is this? Who is this in the chat?
That's they tag. That's they tag.
What?
They tag is Ty, Blade, and Diva put 40 on Larry book.
Oh shit. What's up? What is 40? Wait, are you saying they had to piece it together? I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay. All right. Well, welcome. You're right. You know what? Isis Last is right. And I don't even never like that. I never like listening to a live when they really getting into some stuff. And then somebody comes in the chat. You're right. You are so right. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay.
Truth. Why are you offended? What's going on? What's wrong? Why are you offended?
She offended by Tavia cutting up like that. Because she's a cougar, but I think Tavia a little too young. But we understand the mentality now. Well, where are we at, y'all?
Well, yeah, 21. I mean,
that's a baby. That's how old my baby is. So let's move on.
I kind of feel like it's actually the numbers are superimposed. It's probably 12, and you probably should be in bed by now, Tavia. So good night. Okay. All right. So. So we're superimposing numbers. So Ty, Blade, and Diva put 40 on Larry book is actually 41. Okay, so let's move on.
What in the world is this? Why do we care about this?
What? Now what?
Why what is a Ty, Blade, and Diva? What does that mean?
It's a joke.
It's a name. It's a joke name.
You know I can't deal with jokes.
You just said you was the jokes person. You just said you was the joke person. Now you can't take it to joke.
Baby, I'm gonna give you a timeout, baby boy.
Okay, we're gonna leave that be because I'm not trying to start up. Somebody actually asked me to please not do any Musty Mondays through this trial and asked me to chill on everybody, and I'm trying to do that. And ain't nobody mess with me, so I'm not gonna mess with anybody. I'm just, we react and retaliate on things. We don't start, right? So.
We got Hazel E missing tonight.
It's okay. I put Tavia on a little timeout. He need to chill. All right, let's move on.
Tavia said he was leaving, or he or she was leaving anyway. Okay.
No, he came back and
me and Hazel E were emailing today, so I don't know. She's good. Let's finish this. This video's done, right? Yeah, okay. So we're done with this. That was a good video, and I think that he agrees with us that the prosecution got this thing. That's all I'm gonna say, right? So about him, that is, and the psychologist. Let's talk more about that. So, how important do you think that weighs on the prosecution case to have they called it a clinical psychiatrist with a focus on grooming? Wait, I had it written down somewhere. Well, it's in the article. Hold on.
I think it's extremely important why you bring that up, guys.
Yeah,
because it's going to explain the behavior on why these girls kept going back, why they stayed, why they allowed this abuse, and all of that. There is definitely a mental reason. They're going to explain the grooming, explain the control aspect, and tie that up, because maybe jurors are wondering with some of these victims, even though there's been 12, why did they go back? Why did they stay? Why did they pee in a cup? And this is going to explain that.
What did he say? Because you with a star or something like that, you don't want, please. Nobody should have to pee in a cup. You remember, this is a big old celebrity. Celebrity shouldn't have you peeing in a cup.
Damn right. You know, that's what I was saying earlier, and it's probably at the wrong time. But we have been discussing, you know, how all of his lyrics, as we reflect back, told whatever he was going through. It's disgusting now to think of back, you know, back and forth. Beautiful Spirit talked about the 12 play in detail. If y'all ever missed that, you got to go back on the channel to catch that. But I just occurred to me, he never talked about just like making love, like real love to a woman, you know? It was always just the physical parts of sex. I don't know that he ever loved anybody other than his mama, or maybe even if he truly loved Aaliyah, because he abused her as a child.
He abused all of them.
Yeah.
Just think about, you got a wife there with kids. However, you got girlfriends with an S in the house, and a note have to be passed to say important, so you can move the girls around so your wife won't say them.
Oh, that reminds me, Miss Della. I mentioned this to Goddess today. So he had Christmas lights, 1 or 2 strands in certain rooms. And at times, we know he had the Christmas tree that he had all year round in the Trump Tower and stuff. And with, you know, next to the McDonald's house, right? But anyway, these Christmas lights, he would flick on and off too. And it was another form of control. And it actually reminded me of how the military interrogates prisoners. They use lights and stuff like that. Like, it freaked me out when I read about him having the lights in the room. And I thought to myself, if you were locked away and couldn't use the bathroom, this and that, but you knew somebody, and I think it had to do something with the wife or somebody was coming, the lights would come on. That is a form of mind control. It is creepy beyond.
It reminds me, remember when they were standing outside of the jail, and they were flashing,
right,
or trying to. I don't know. It just reminded me of that for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have them out there every day at whatever time, standing outside of that jail,
flicking lights on and stuff like they're prisoners of war. That's traumatic.
Yet his supporters say he's a political prisoner. Huh. Okay, so in the Chicago Tribune, it says Mack. Where is it about the psychologist? Shit, I lost it already. Oh, here it is. It's very small. It says defense lawyers on Monday are expected to cross-examine the government's final witness, Dawn Hughes, a clinical psychiatrist who has outlined how people might groom underage girls for sex and how victims cope with the trauma. So they're going to finish with this person, the cross-exam on Monday with this expert witness. So, I think we got enough, because Cheryl Mack, we read that expose. Like, what I didn't hear said in here, I don't have to see the transcript, because Cheryl Mack put out that expose. We read 5 pages of it. And in that, she described Precious Way and her mother being there the very first time that she introduced them to him. They went to his studio. She went to the bathroom. He faked a phone call, took her into the next room next to the studio, and proceeded to R-word her. She was she was a virgin, I think they said.
Right.
17 or, yeah, but like, I didn't hear nothing about that. Just kind of skipped over that whole part. So I don't know if that was spoken on, or, if it's even a part of the, maybe they're not addressing certain things because that's not their focus.
I think I read the one part from what you was when you read about Cheryl Mack that she said, let me go back. She said that I guess a form of punishment. He called her in a room, or I'm sorry, they was backstage, and the next thing you know, he saw one of the James heads get ready to go to her groin. Remember that part?
Yeah.
And she got up and ran out the room, and then I think the judge asked her, "What did you see? Was it going down?" And she said, "Yes, it was going down." And I took a quick peek, and I could see it happen. Of course, she saw it. She knows exactly what the hell happened.
Yeah, and she did mention Precious Wade in the testimony, but I was not clear if she spoke about the R word. But she mentioned that Precious was her artist. She also mentioned about V was her artist, and I didn't realize, even though we had known that V was a writer, that V actually wrote 16 songs before she brought him to R. But both of them were brought up in her testimony, but I don't know if his abuse of them. I just wasn't clear about that. So maybe there's more to come that we might have to recap on that.
We won't be seeing Tavia anymore. He just joined the block party. Yeah. Yeah. She said I was moody, and we're too old too, by the way. Or I'm too old. Okay. I'm looking in the chat here. Let's see.
Don't say I don't love you. It's 2:46 a.m.
You love it.
Love you.
Mm-hmm. You got your nap. You got
and
your
Baby
nap.
Yoda. And I love the Warriors.
Don't love
I love my
me.
bed too.
I raised you.
Oh, wow. So did we talk about the YouTuber who was said to have been brought up in the testimony the other day?
Nah, we ain't talking about that.
Okay. So there
Really?
yeah, DJ Tyson was said to have come up. But the people who brought it up are people who support R. Kelly. I mean, did it really happen or didn't it?
It did happen. And they actually.
So can you speak to the details of that so everybody's on the same page?
Basically, if y'all remember on the indictment that came out, DJ Tyson was mentioned in his YouTube channel, was put in the indictment as a reference point. And that was on page 12. I remember that because everybody was talking about it. And of course, he tried to lie his way out of it. So he was in one of the indictments. However, in the testimony on Wednesday, when they were entering in all those 200 pieces plus of evidence, they read one of the text messages. DJ, and they read the phone number and they had the last 4 digits. Okay. And he was reaching out to victims. Okay. And supposedly, it also said in the testimony, he reached out to 2 victims and then supposedly called the number and FaceTime Kells by error, but sent a text message and said, I talked to your boy, referencing Angelo. It was basically who he was referencing. Didn't say Angelo's name. Mm-hmm. And if you need anything on that, I got that. And then it texted him again and said something to the effect I know you don't know me, but you won't get this. It sounded exactly like something dumbass would say. Of course, nobody got back to him, but that text message was entered into evidence. So he got on his channel trying to tell subscribers, that wasn't me. You know how many DJs there was? Oh, that's Dantez Jackson. They did it. That's this. You know, no, motherfucker, that's you. They got you. You was in the indictment. They read one of your texts, and it's you. So just stop.
Can we? So what is the purpose? So what are they trying to say by bringing him up? What was the point?
It was just showing how the victims were like people were contacting victims to contact Kells. Like, I can help you.
So it was a part of like a harassment or attempted obstruction.
Right. Because he specifically tried to reach Kells and said, I talked to your boy, like, in other words, what you want me to do? Let's read between the lines.
So he was trying to get on the team. So, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So it was a tryout. He was trying out for the team.
He was trying out for the team, baby.
Oh,
but, he already too short, so he definitely was too short to play.
Oh shit. He went to Javante Cunningham's job. They threatened him there though and chased him off. It almost got ugly for him on 47th. He ran. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Aisha transcripts and testimonials reveal so many non-biographical family he nicknamed and phrased nephew, uncle, baby boy, I raised you, a very demonic association between sex and family. Wow.
Yeah, that's incestuous bullshit. He's incestuous.
Hashtag smart people only. Very good point. Yeah, that whole thing about, I think JC had messaged me of talking about how, we all remember how he talked about his mom buying that 1 cup of coffee and a little donut to share for them to share, whatever, and how he put his mouth on her lipstick and sucked on it.
Oh,
and always references his mother and his a baby.
He wished he could marry her. He wished he could marry his mother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tried to explain about, tried to get the interviewer to understand what he meant by he was in love with her and he would marry her. He tried to explain it to get that person to understand what he was saying, but the interview wasn't having it. He was like, no, I don't have no kind of thoughts about my mother.
Mm-hmm. Diana was trying to save Diana, not RK. Why would she need an attorney if she felt she? Oh, that was what I was going to say. So on the attorney that we were listening to the audio on Sylvia's channel, she did say later in that interview about how she said Diana was not made to testify, that they did not subpoena her, and that she did it. That's what she said. And I was thinking, well, why was she then testifying on the prosecution's turn then? I mean, it just didn't. I swear I heard that, unless I heard wrong. Love Word, did you hear the whole thing?
I thought she said she was subpoenaed.
She was subpoenaed because she said something like, no, I want to make it very clear that she was not made to, like, that's what I could have sworn. Maybe I missed.
Wow. Okay.
I might have to listen to that again just to get that.
We'll clarify it. Yeah.
But what else? I think that's it for now because, we're going to be back
it's almost
Monday.
3:00.
We're going to be back Monday after trial, of course. Prior to that, Sunday, I'll be here with a shot of love. Join me. I don't know what time yet, but if you're subscribed and you see me pop up, come through. It's a 10-minute, praise session. And then tomorrow, so yeah, if you haven't joined the membership channel, I suggest you do. I'm going to finish doing some reading tomorrow. We're going to do the book club reading. I think we're in chapter 10. I haven't gotten to much this week of that, but tomorrow is the day. And then what else are we doing? I want to start doing the private lives too back there because we be having some good conversations, and sometimes it's too much, a little too much for the public eye, but for the membership channel, it'll work. So just saying, the information is in the description of my video. There's a link to join, or there should be a button that says join, if not one or the other. And that's all I got, y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, put on my PJ. PJ. Give me some PJ.
Yeah, and then I asked, and I wanted to thank a couple people who gave us, who was that? Yulita, I think it was, and Miss Davis. Thank you for complimenting the live. And we love and appreciate y'all being here. And everybody, thanks everybody for hanging in with us. Oh, right. We got to end how we end. We got to end how we end. That's right, Love Warrior. Let us know. Let's see how we get it together. There we go.
Yeah, baby.
We the dopest, baby. We on top. We winning.
Yes.
We the dopest. Get up. We the dopest. Get up.
Yeah. Can I get some bells? Can we get some hearts for Joy and some purple hearts for the survivors? They're war heroes, you know. Yeah. We're winning.
Bitches, we got them. Niggas, we riding. Blowing shit up. Oh, summer been
blowing shit up.
Making big plans, big things, we plotting. Weak niggas, we stopping.
Yeah.
Full of fame, roll around in paper. The other things that makes the fame, all the fakes and haters. I know they see me throw the deuces, then I see them later. Everybody asking questions like what's up with
yeah.
that new shit. I got some new chicks. I'm making new hits, man. I thought you
shout out to the case. Shout out to Judge Dan, all the survivors and everybody who testified for the prosecution. Yeah.
Make sure y'all come back for the realest recap.
Come back Monday for the recap. But check out throughout the weekend. Join the channel. Let's go.
We halfway there, y'all. Time for the defense.
Get up.
It's my verse. DJ Corleone, verse 2, baby. Hit it. Yo, tunes for the show. Go, so you know we about to blow. Oh, because you niggas ain't listening. First place, so don't ever ask what my position is. Queen of my city, got a key to my city. Bet I'll beat anybody I meet or see in my city. With me, I'm a villain of beast, and I be killing the beast. Let's go. Yeah, baby. You guys enjoy your weekend. Happy Saturday morning. Hey. We appreciate y'all so much. Love and light to everybody.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Keep your vibes positive, your frequency high and strong. Yeah. Stay up.
Dopest. We winning.
You are the dopest, baby. I don't give a fuck. That's immature, huh? Oh, well. Yeah.